Spanish, usually the worst part of the show
Facts.
when it comes to bringing us down and destroying it, making mistakes. Just save the program today. You're a hero.
Thank you, Michael.
Oh, the power went out yesterday.
I was just about to say, does the cat come in here and walk on the what happened? So that's what it was. The power went out. Okay.
Power went out about a half hour before Jeopardy last night. Totally threw me off. I was like, come on now. This is ridiculous. All I want to do is watch Jeopardy and go to sleep. And then, you know what's so funny is that it was probably out for like a half hour. And Amanda's like, my phone's dying. I go, my phone's dying too. And she goes, I'm going to go sit in the car. I go, me too, but not the same car as you. So she went out and sat in her car. And then I grabbed the wire and I went out to sit in my car. And I noticed my neighbors were sitting in their car. And I go, this is what we do. We sit in the car.
Don't you have 58 power packs?
Yeah.
I do, Galvin, but they were put away. And I knew the power was going to come on any minute now. Because I think Tico is my power company. I don't know because I don't pay the bills.
Yes,
but,
it is Tico because you can't do anything else. Isn't that crazy?
I did. I had used to have something else.
Where you live somewhere else.
Yeah, when I lived in Pasco.
Exactly. Yeah, if you live somewhere else, but if you live here, and
you saying it's run by the mob?
But that's not a monopoly. Like you can only
100%.
get. Yeah. I don't understand how that works.
Well, I was here to praise them. Good job, Tico. It said online your power. It was 6 something. And said your power would be restored by 10:20 p.m. And I went 10:20. You know how hot it's going to be by 10:20. Let's go to a hotel. And they had it on an hour.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Less
Yeah,
than
to
an
shoot
hour.
high.
That's how they get you. That's
Yeah.
like whenever you go to a restaurant and they go, it's going to be about 20, 25 minutes, and they get you in 10 minutes. And you go, yeah, you're
Right.
good. You did it.
Keep expectations low.
Yeah, like Joe.
Smart Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Joe knows that.
My guy.
So I went and sat in my car. See, the problem with me is my Stingray Chevrolet Silverado is so comfortable that I got in the car, put the air conditioning on high and the seat heat on high, so I get a nice wind in the face with a nice warm booty.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna sleep here.
That's the
I'm
best.
so comfortable.
Making fog in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Joey came home. And he walked by and he knocked on my window. I go, yeah, the power's out. And he looked at the house. And he looked at me, and I saw the lights on. I go, oh. And he goes, it's probably been that way for 5 minutes. I go, oh, I'm comfortable. What do you want from me? So I was hanging out in my car with my neighbors. They were in their car and charging up my phones. You know, it was exciting. It was a fun night, but it screwed everything up in here. So it took me 10 minutes just to turn the TVs back on.
I thought you had the generator too. Weren't you getting that or?
I don't know. It kind of fell apart.
yeah.
Michael.
My wife.
He's going to wait until
Hurricane
hurricane
season. Yeah. It's like
Listen, it's not on me. It's on my wife. She's not had to experience a downtime with the generator. Once the power goes out and we don't have it for a couple of days, she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, we should have a generator."
But like right there, you should have said this would not happen if we
Right.
had the
Yeah.
whole house generator because it just kicks right on as soon as the power goes
I'm
out.
surprised all these rich people around me don't have generators either. Because all the neighbors were talking last night, and they were all either sitting in their car or sitting in the dark. And I went, yeah.
Did a part of you think, oh, this is it. It's happening. Yeah.
No, but I did think it was weird that Facebook went out and all that other stuff. LinkedIn was down yesterday, and now my power goes out. They're just testing the grids.
Yeah.
Testing the grids.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi or something glitched, and so the TV wasn't working. I go, things should work.
Yeah.
Why don't they just work?
Yeah.
I get so mad,
Yeah, I mean, why not?
especially when I'm in the middle of a basketball game that I got money on.
it's buffering. What?
Yeah.
Oh, how many people feel like this is going to end? It's going to end one or two ways. Galvin's like, well, I'm buying a new house.
Yeah, exactly.
Or somebody's going to be like, I think he was, I don't know. I couldn't think of anything to say. We're selling drugs or something. I couldn't.
No, because I have a good control on it where my wife actually wanted to go to Hard Rock yesterday, and I said no. I said, relax. I don't want to go all the time. I like being a winner. Like I was saying with Lynn Coplitz, I like being a winner for a while.
Yeah.
You don't want to go right away and go back and give it back to him because the odds are you're going to give it back to him.
What's that like, being a winner?
You asked me the other day how I went to the Hard Rock and didn't gamble. And to quote the great Casey Affleck, I went there, but then we got snacks. And I was like, I got snacks now, so what do you want from me,
I mean, being there and not gambling, that's like going and hanging out with people drinking and you're not drinking. It's just, it's not fun.
It's not.
Like,
well,
they have a lot of activities there and stuff, but the main one.
They all play slot machines, and I'm not into slot machines, so I'm like, I'll just watch you guys lose your money slowly.
The boat we're going on for the cruise has got a nice wide open casino.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Good.
It's good.
Which boat is it?
The Mariner.
Mariner
I've
of
been
the
on that
Seas.
boat before.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't. They all run together. The one I'm going on tomorrow is the one I took to Europe, or
Ooh.
took in Europe.
Yeah.
I was left
Yeah.
from Spain. It is unbelievable. And I looked at my wife and I'm on an old people's cruise now. And she goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "I just want to go sit in that back area and hang out outside.
Yep.
It's just so nice on that boat." Whereas before, I'm like, "Let's do surfing and gliding and all that." Now I'm like, I just want to get a book or something, you know?
Sit and meditate, man.
Yeah, I went on
wanna
that boat,
meditate.
and then you went on a cruise like right after me.
Yes.
On the same boat.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All right. I'm looking forward to I leave tomorrow to go on a cruise with my family, with half of my family. The fun one's not even going to be there.
Oh.
My daughter's not going, so
And we're still not doing the show with you, correct?
correct.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my mind to do the show.
Well,
I only changed my mind to not do
Okay.
the show.
All right. That's fair.
It's straight.
So we got to go to the studio.
Yeah. Don't
I'm
forget
sorry,
your headphones.
I don't like the vibe.
I'm sorry.
I don't want my stuff getting
I
stolen.
have headphones there.
All right. Good,
Do
good,
you?
good.
Yeah.
I mean, a
Well,
lot of things
Mo might
disappear.
have them.
Yeah.
Unless they snipped my lock.
It's possible.
It is possible.
Yeah.
Well, I will check today because today is Foreigner Day.
Ooh.
Foreigner's doing a little live.
It's kind of foreign. Isn't
it's more Foreigner Day than you are.
It's foreigner. It's not though.
It is.
I'm as much foreigner as they are.
Yeah, but you can't play their songs.
No, but I could sing them.
Yeah.
I'm as cold as ice. See, I'm foreigner.
Not well, though.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Yeah,
No.
so
Too many
there's levels.
stipulations.
There's a lot of levels.
It's awesome, but just weird to me at the same time.
Yeah.
At least they don't do what some of the other bands do, where they call themselves the real Foreigner. Yeah.
Well, that's the real, that's when the singer and the guitar player break up.
Yeah.
And the singer, the craziest thing to me ever is Queensryche. Queensryche's biggest thing they had going for him is their singer. He had the range of an opera singer. He was amazing. And then they break up with the singer, and they're like Queensryche, real Queensryche, and
Jeff hates Queensryche.
Yeah, and I'm not knocking either one of them because they both are in the band, but really we know what's happening. The singer is the main focal point.
Well, it depends. It depends.
Unless you're Van Halen.
Yeah, or different. There's been different ones where you're like, yeah, without that person, though, it's not really the same band. But also, you just made me think of one where I was like, if they're, who was it?
If you didn't tell me that Foreigner wasn't Foreigner, I wouldn't know the difference.
Exactly.
Right.
And I would say that's probably 85% of the people that will see Foreigner at the Strawberry Festival will be like, yeah, Foreigner.
And I don't think anything
doing all
wrong
the
with that.
hits.
I think they've been doing that for years. You probably have even seen that Foreigner before and you don't even know it. It's just weird.
Oh, I know what I thought of. It really screws you whenever you're the person that came up with the name for the band.
Oh yeah.
Like Joey from the drummer from Aerosmith, and then Aerosmith said, "Beat it, nerd, you're out of here."
Yeah.
But they're still Aerosmith. They're keeping the name.
I don't understand that. Like the same thing with the guy from Chicago. If you've been in a band for an amazing amount of time and you're not good anymore, sit down with the guy and say, "Hey, look, we love you, but your drumming's not there anymore. Let's come up with a good way for you to exit, and let's be cool, and you'll still be part of the band forever, but taking time off with your family." And instead, they're like, "Now we fired him because after 40 years he can't play anymore." Well, yeah, he's a 70-year-old guy. What do you want from him?
Well, you got Steven Adler, the drummer from Guns N' Roses, out there with the Adler's Appetite,
Yeah.
which he's doing all Guns N' Roses stuff. But Guns N' Roses go, yeah, we're all good now. Everybody's cool again, Slash and Axl and everything. But still, not Steven. We're not having,
Not the painter.
which is crazy.
Steven was a mad drunk and drug addict, and you get a guy like that does things to ruin your band, and you're like, okay, he's out.
Yes,
Yeah.
because if you guys remember, Slash and Axl were going to, Catholic school and stuff. They were crazy.
That's what I'm saying. If you're so bad that Slash and Axl can't be around you, you must be bad.
That was, remember Dennis Miller did the joke. He goes, how do you get kicked out of Guns N' Roses for doing drugs when the other guys are doing drugs? He goes, did he not return a casserole dish? But it's crazy because they were all so wild and on drugs and everything. And Steven Adler can still play totally fine.
Yeah.
He's all slumpy and stuff because of his
slumpy.
Yeah.
I asked Steven Adler in his book. He wrote that on his way home, he used to let gay dudes blow him for money.
Wow.
And he was like, "Yeah, man, it's a mouth to mouth." And I went, "No."
Nope.
I mean, I'm not mad at him. Do what
Yeah.
you got to do, but I feel differently than he does.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I'm saying?
sure.
Yeah,
I was reading an article about Sublime with Rome.
yeah.
So there's the kid that joined Sublime with Rome, but they couldn't call it Sublime
Right.
because Bradley's estate wouldn't let them use the name Sublime without Rome in front of it. But now the Rome kid is out of the band, but still going out as Sublime with Rome because he's playing Sublime songs.
Oh boy!
But then now Bradley's kid, his son, is now in the band with
Sublime,
with the two dudes from Sublime.
Yeah.
So I guess they're going to be Sublime.
I watched
It's so weird.
the kid sing with Sublime, and he's pretty much like the father.
Yeah.
He looks like him. He sounds like him.
It's funny. He sits there barefoot with his shirt off, just like his
If you
dad.
squint your eyes, you're watching Sublime. Well, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's what you enjoy. I like going to see a good cover band. There's no better band in this town, a cover band, than what's the band? I forgot the name of the band.
Ronnie D?
No, Stormbringer.
No, Stormbringer.
There's no better band than you can go see a night of 10 great bands by watching Stormbringer play. And I love it. So it's not like you need to see the band, you just know what you're in for.
At what point do you decide to embrace your heritage and go, all right, well, I'm not making it on my own, so I'm going to do Sublime because that's what my dad was in. It's like Jason Bonham. Jason Bonham's a great drummer and stuff, but at some point he went, all right, I'm the son of John Bonham, and I got to just go out and do this stuff.
That guy, I felt like he wasn't just the son of a drummer. He was the son of the greatest drummer of all time.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to do my dad some justice and continue his legacy, because he doesn't go out there and go, I can do what my dad did. He's like, this is what my dad did.
Right, but it's weird because when Jason was younger, he didn't want to play drums. He wanted to be motocross, doing that. And then when his dad passed, he got back into drumming and started doing it, and then kind of carried down the legacy.
But remember, he told us that the dad used to wake him up in the middle of the night
Oh,
and make him play drums in front of like Paul McCartney and stuff.
Bad Company and guys would come over and be like, check this out.
That's so
Yeah, because
cool.
there's video of him playing on a giant set, and he's a little kid, and he's just wailing away.
Remember, Taylor Hawkins' kid played at that memorial thing, and he destroyed it.
That I don't know how that kid did that.
I know,
How
dude.
he kept his composure and did that and played that well and stuff is crazy, because he was like, what, 14, I think?
If they
Maybe?
never, and at the time, you're like, why isn't he just jumping and be the drummer for?
Yeah.
Why don't you just give him the heroin now?
I got to be honest with you. He's a great drummer. I think the only reason Josh Freese is unbelievable, but also he's the same age as those guys. It'd be weird. It
Come here,
turns
kid.
into a different thing. If the kid's out there and then you're on tour with a kid and you're like,
And you're making brisket for a kid and homeless people. You don't do that.
It's weird.
Yesterday on Jeopardy, they have the Tournament of Champions. This is where the best of the best come back, which include Ike Barinholtz.
Yeah,
who happens to be very good.
So, celebrity?
No, the best of the year. And Ike Barinholtz crushed so hard on Celebrity Jeopardy, they brought him back for the finals, and he
so
won
he's
the other
playing
night.
against regular
Smart people.
Okay, all right.
And he won. He beat
Damn,
two. It was amazing.
smart guy.
Yeah, because at the end he was like, he's really smart. But last night, if you know Jeopardy just from watching the news and stuff, names like James Holzhauer and Ken Jennings, of course, who's the host now. This kid last night is going to be the next winner. It's down to the quarterfinals, and Troy Meyer from Tampa is going to be the next champion.
Oh, yeah, nice.
He is just a machine of answers, and how we got to get this guy on the show. I'm sure it's over and the taping is all done and all that. I don't need to know. I don't want to get him on to be like, so tell me, do you win?
Right.
I just want to talk to him about his experience. And he's two things about him. One is he's a record label executive here in Tampa. I don't even know that was a thing anymore, record labels. And two, last night, for the first time ever, now I remember his first appearance on Jeopardy was also very smart. He very much looks like Clark Kent. He's like tall and he's got a square jaw and glasses. He last night was seated, and I didn't notice it until the end. You could see kind of an arm of a chair, and then I thought, are they all sitting? Is this a new thing? Have you always been able to sit down? And I had to look it up, and all it said was Troy Meyer, who was allowed to sit during the Jeopardy thing, and it didn't say why. Is he sickly? Is he
Too tall?
Is he too tall?
Just too
I mean,
tall?
maybe that's the thing. Maybe he's just developed a way to hit that clicker from a seated position.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'd like to know. I need answers. I've already stalked his father-in-law's Facebook. Doesn't say anything about any ailments or anything. But man, if anybody knows Troy Meyer, I'd love to have him on the show.
Do you
just
know
because
how
I'm a big fan.
Did you see how he met his wife?
She's also a contestant.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
She was a contestant on Jeopardy when Alex Trebek was alive. Then they met on some sort of chat forum, and then she went on to go on another game show called The Chase, which I don't remember, but I guess that involved former contestants of other things. So yeah, they got a good story, man, and he's right here in Tampa. Somebody we know knows Josh Meyer and can get him on the show.
Troy Meyer.
Or Troy Meyer, or Josh Adam Meyer, whatever. Any of the Myers today.
Yeah.
Sorry, Troy Meyer.
Seth Meyer.
I don't like
Meyer.
guy's name Seth. Troy Meyer, who lives in Tampa, There's the girl that lived in Dade City who was also very good, but Troy Meyer is going to be the next champion for Jeopardy. I guarantee you.
Very successful uncle, Oscar.
No, I don't. I mean,
That's
maybe.
true.
I don't know
Hell yeah.
if there is a relationship there or not. Yeah. I want to call out a group of people, and you're not going to like this, but I was thinking about this yesterday. There's two people in my life who I can honestly say were USF Bulls fans before this year, and that is Monica and John Brennan.
Yeah.
John Brennan went to USF, and he is constantly supporting USF sports. In his office, he wears USF clothing all the time. John Brennan is a proud USF alum. Monica, I don't know where she went to school. She went to USF?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I just know that she has been going to the games since before it was cool. And
yeah, she was in like a sorority there.
Yeah.
That's where she went to school. Like she's been involved in.
I mean, granted, it was before we were all born, so
Yeah,
that's why we didn't know.
correct. Yeah.
No,
She
but-
founded USF.
Yeah, but all these people who are going to the sellouts now, you scumbags. The only people who I think it's okay to do that to is students, because students get busy with schoolwork.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, let's go support the basketball team. They're doing well. But all you people who came out of the woodwork, it's you same people who will go see the Rays when they make the
Yep.
playoff. You're terrible fans.
Bulls
Terrible
up.
fans. Terrible fans. Same thing. The Buccaneers all of a sudden found a gazillion fans when they started playing well. I get that. That happens with football. More people go when the team's doing better. But you guys are building a new stadium for the Rays who've never found their fans. Never.
No, the Rays
They've
are actually
never.
good. And nobody's
Right.
going. That's the
Right.
problem. They're really good.
But the Rays are okay during
Yeah.
the season, and then in the playoffs they play well, and that's when everybody decides to go to the games.
Like second round, everybody now is like, oh, Rays up.
Like now you go if you're like in New York, if you're at work and somebody goes, hey, I got tickets to the Yankee game, you'd be like, oh, cool, let's go there after work during the
Yeah.
game. If you just said to me after I got tickets to the Rays game, I'm like, I'm not driving.
Like opening day is always slam packed.
Yeah.
And
because
then it
everybody
just-
likes an event.
Yeah, then it just dies off.
They're not there for the game.
Yeah.
They're there to be seen at places.
Opening
That's the worst
day,
part.
Here,
yeah.
here.
Oh, it's gross.
And I got to be honest with you, that is the last day I would want to go to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't want to go when it's busy.
All the rookies are there.
Whatchamacallit, Get the Let Out is playing over at Janice on St. Patrick's Day. And I go, yeah, I'm not going. I'm not going out on St. Patrick's Day if I
No
don't
way.
have to, you know?
No, it's amateur night on St. Patrick's Day. It's amateur night on New Year's Eve. What?
Nothing.
Oh,
And it is
I know what you're talking
indeed, it is indeed amateur night on St. Patrick's
You
Day.
don't want to drink
yeah,
and drive.
people
for
make
sure.
the dumbest mistakes.
Yep.
Only
But
the idiots do that.
Only
Yeah.
the dumbest of the dumb. So
Yeah.
I've heard.
no. So anyway, I just thought about that the other day. They were like, USF, another sold out game. I'm like, you son of a bitches.
Well, you know
You
why,
fool.
though, right? You know why everybody's on the USF Bulls tip now?
Well, yeah, I know because they're winning.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
for their 16th
Well, that's what I'm
in
saying.
a row.
Yeah.
Nobody went to the games
No,
before.
no,
and now
I know. I didn't know whether you knew it was 16.
Yeah, no, they're
Yeah.
playing fantastic, and also that's the other part of it is that I'm glad they're getting the support they deserve, but they lose one game,
Sound
and
like
that's.
it.
No,
It sounds like you're really mad that people are going to the game.
I wish that half the people would have been going when
The
they
whole
won
time?
3 games in
Yeah,
a
you
row.
gotta be happy for the students who are like,
Yeah,
there.
of course.
Yeah,
the
I
basketball
mean,
players.
Listen, not the female ones, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Too
No
easy.
no
Yeah.
female basketball
allowed.
players on the USF
No
men's
female-
basketball team.
No
You think
female fans.
No.
It's crazy now. If they advance in the March Madness tournament, then it's people really going to come out of the
Oh,
woodwork.
man.
Yeah, and then lose in the first round, and
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be like,
Yeah.
never go to a game again.
Jeez.
No, I'm just
my
saying.
God.
Bulls
If-
down.
All right, let me
Oh,
rephrase it.
This guy-
If they lost early, then nobody goes to the games anymore.
yeah.
That's just how it goes. Don't go support your team when they're not winning. Now we only go support winners. That's the truth. I mean,
That is
I'm not
true.
saying anything that's not true.
Yeah, but that's all sports.
No, it's not. People-
Yes, it is.
Carmen, you go to get tickets to a Jet game. The Jets haven't won a goddamn thing in years, and you can't get in the Jets game at all.
Yeah.
That's-
There are way more people in that area, population wise.
Yeah.
There are 3 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all those teams are sold out every week.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But like you said, it's way more populated.
Yeah, they got 3 teams, and they're all sold out.
Yeah, because there's more people to go. I understand your reasoning, but you understand what we're
I'm saying you can't really compare New York to Tampa.
Right.
Oh, how dare you?
If you break it down, if you break New York down into thirds, it's still more than Tampa.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
third of New York is still more than Tampa. So
Okay,
it makes
how
sense.
about Miami?
That's more comparable.
Okay, thank you. There you go.
And there's
Go-
nobody at the Dolphins games.
Oh,
That's not true.
Marino.
Oh, Dolphins games aren't sold out.
No,
Or like Miami.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
or-
Miami Hurricanes games nobody goes to.
Right.
that's because they're afraid to go to that stadium.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, you can listen to the USF Bulls right here on 102.5
Oh.
The Bone.
Oh, well.
Bulls
Oh,
up.
Listen to me.
Pulls up.
The only way that that's acceptable for you to be listening to USF Bulls basketball is if you're stuck at work and you can't do anything else. You have to wear
Wait,
headphones
what?
or they have an AM radio there. There's the only reason to do that. There's no reason to be listening to college basketball.
Come on,
And cheer
man.
discreetly.
oh my gosh.
I think it's ridiculous.
Tampa Bay, let's go.
Listen to me, you're taking. Well, who's losing the show, Johnny or Mo?
The game's on Saturday.
And it was
Oh,
on the
Mo.
other night during the week.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But
You're
that's-
taking one of our local live shows off the air to play a basketball game that
Are
nobody
you,
cared about.
or
3
does
games.
that
Yeah.
person have another thing and they're just playing a repeat?
No, maybe.
You don't
That's-
know?
No, I don't know.
Hmm?
I'm going to go to the game Saturday.
No, you're not.
Pick me up.
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
I have no idea.
Tulsa.
Tulsa.
Yeah.
Gabbard?
Oh man.
No, Tulsa.
Oh.
Not Tulsa.
Tulsi Gabbard takes on the whole team and she wins.
Always.
Oh Jesus Christ.
She can do anything.
I'm just saying. I don't. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You know what?
I feel
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah.
I have seen Monica at games.
Monica is different. I
throughout
pointed
the
it
whole
out.
season.
Yeah.
I'd
Yep.
seen her at
Yeah.
posted.
Because I think she rendezvous with Spike in the parking lot.
Yeah,
Oh.
Jackhammer. The last USF game I went to is when they played in Tallahassee, and Grothy was the quarterback, and
Oh,
we
football?
beat Tallahassee. Yeah.
I was
Football's
at that,
different.
I was
So
at
was
that
I.
game too.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because it's men playing?
No football people go.
This is men playing.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, you know they do have a girls team though as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody's
they're
going to
not-
that until they
they-
make the championship.
They haven't won 15 in a row.
They win 22 in a row. People will be like, oh, we'll go to that game.
If you'd been paying attention closely, there was a lot of money to be made in sports betting because USF was an underdog in a lot of those games,
Ooh.
and they kept winning and winning and winning.
Cool. Bet on them. I didn't say don't bet on them.
Obviously, I did not do that. But I went and looked back. I was like, man, they were underdogs in
You
most of
should've.
these games, and you could have won a
Oh,
lot of money. Betting is fun. Win or lose, it's a good
I
time.
don't think you get it.
Last night, my wife, this is often what we have the comment, what do you want to do for dinner? What do you want to do for dinner? Last night, she said to me, what do you want to do for dinner? And I said, Chinese food. I had an immediate answer for her. I felt like eating Chinese food.
Barbecue
Right.
spare ribs?
No.
Oh.
Okay. I get the same thing every time. Did not include spare ribs.
Okay.
And I got an egg roll that came with my combination platter of shrimp and lobster sauce.
Complimentary egg roll.
No, it's not a complimentary. You pay for it.
Okay.
It's a combo.
It's a combo meal. I didn't eat my egg roll last night. I took it and put it in the refrigerator.
Oh.
Did it go
So
missing,
you
Michael?
made
That was your first mistake.
Yep.
This morning I woke up, my feet touched the ground. I went,
Mm.
I still got that egg roll in there. Nothing says breakfast like an egg roll. And because you got to remember, I eat dinner very early because I go to bed very early. So
We
when
get
I
a
wake
boomer.
up, what's that?
I said, we get it, boomer.
When I wake up in the morning,
He gets hungry yelling at lady sports fans.
oh my,
And so he has to eat early.
I don't yell at them. I just take pictures of them.
Yeah.
I woke up in this morning and I went down to go get my egg roll, and it was missing.
Oh, of course. Who's your prime suspect?
Oh, I
I
know.
mean,
Yeah,
we
we
all
know,
know.
yeah.
That was
but
Joe.
I wanted to go
Oh.
drag, not this Joe. I wanted to go drag him out of his bed by his feet and be like, "Did you take my goddamn egg roll?" But I know that he would beat me up. So
Did he leave you a 10 or anything under the egg roll? Five spot?
Good thing. Maybe he's like, "Oh, you thought you can give away my weed? I ate your egg roll." No, I. in
But
turn-
also your fault. You live with a teenage boy. You should know nothing is safe in the fridge.
by the way, that teenage boy when we ate Chinese food was at Chipotle, and we still bought him Chinese food for
Again,
himself.
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but you also
know.
you need to put a note on that egg roll or something. Do not eat. This is mine. Whatever. You should really actually wake him up and go, "You didn't eat that egg roll, did you? I was going to take that for to get analyzed because it's had
There was mold on it.
bugs."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
none of
no.
it.
Be the best.
Somebody ate one of these and became gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. Good luck.
My kids are jerks that they'll like eat almost all the food
Oh, the
and leave like
worst.
one. Like say there's 10 chicken wings that I had in there. I'm like, oh, I got those chicken wings in there. I'll go back to get the chicken wings and there'll be like 2 in there
Oh.
instead
Dude.
of 10.
They don't take
Chad
'em
does
all,
the
just
same
one.
thing.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying. Like, you didn't leave enough for me to eat. He's like, well, I didn't want to eat the last of it.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, if you're going to eat it, eat the last stupid.
Because you pick up the container and you go, too light. It's too light. Yeah, there's not 10. And then you open, there's only 2. And you're like, it's not even worth it.
Yes.
They
Just
do
a
with
tease.
everything. I had some chips and dip I want. I'm like, oh, I've got some of this Lay's potato chip dip. I'm going to get this out tonight. This is going to be delightful. I go to get the bag of chips. There's nothing but crumbles in there. And I said, who the F put this bag of chips back in there with nothing but crumbles?
Oh, you know who it was.
Yeah, and then I go back through the security footage and find out who it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's never a daughter thing.
I know why you beat your kids now. I get
Oh,
it.
no, I couldn't. They're all bigger than me.
That's a real sad realization, Carmen, when you want to hit a kid and you can't because you're afraid he'll hit you back.
I tried to push my son out of the hallway the other day, and he didn't budge.
I did the same thing. I gave Joey, I lowered my shoulder and gave him a little push and kind of bounced off him, and he just looked at me and goes, cool.
Yeah, they're completely unfazed by it.
Lou Ferrigno said that his dad would try and beat him up. His dad would, get mad at him for something and start punching him.
Your dad would get mad because he couldn't hear him when he was calling him.
throwing punches, and Lou Ferrigno goes, I was, whatever he is, 6'5", 300 pounds. He goes, I would just cover my face and just laugh at him like, you're not hurting me.
Yeah, my mom used to try to hit me, and I'd see the fist coming, I go, ooh, incoming, and I
Yeah.
turn, I give her the turtle shell, and she'd hit me in the back, and I go, yeah, right now, everything cool? Yeah. I always felt bad because she hurt her hand more than it ever hurt
Ew.
us. Yeah.
See, my mom used spoons, so
The wooden spoon.
yeah.
Everybody got that.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Once
what-
the spoon cracks, they never use a spoon
No.
again.
Oh, she came at me with a metal spoon once,
Oh.
for sure. Yeah, it was awesome.
Do you remember
Mixes a
me
lot.
telling you the story? So my brother Tim and I moved down. My parents had a house, and they rented it out to us and 2 of our friends. And one of our friends, I don't know why he did this. He was making pasta, and he was stirring it with a spoon, metal spoon. And Tim had his shirt off and said something with her, and he put the spoon right on his stomach and burned him. And Tim open hand slapped this kid, and it sounded like a shotgun going off. And then the kid shot at Tim like he was going to try and double leg him and take him down. And Tim got him in a headlock and squeezed him so hard that he turned a shade of purple that I've never seen before. Peed his pants and went out.
Yeah.
And Jim goes, yeah, you don't burn me with a hot metal spoon.
You burn me, I make you go pee-pee.
Yeah, what is wrong
It
with
was
people?
wild. I don't know what he was thinking. I was like, that was a bad. That whole you had so many bad ideas so fast.
I did that to a kid once, too, who lives here now. Poor Dennis. I remember taking a fork and I heated it up and I just turned it and went. I didn't think.
are you?
I don't know. I wasn't even trying to hurt him. I just wanted to go.
I wasn't trying to hurt him with a super hot metal thing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that kid was cool and didn't turn around and choke me out. I would have peed my pants right there.
In high school, we used to do the smiley face with a lighter. You'd keep the lighter lit,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you press it on somebody and it makes a smiley face.
No thanks.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you ever do the match thing?
What do you
Where
mean?
You put the 2 arms together.
Oh,
and you take
yeah.
a match, blow it out, and you put it in between whoever moves the pussy.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's not do that.
yeah.
Nope.
I never
All right.
liked that game.
Let's take a break, get the show rolling this morning. We got an open letter rewind that's going to happen here in a couple of minutes. Then we'll come in and we'll do Sporkle. Galvin's got news. Mr. Skin's going to join us today. It's the Mike Calta Show. Open letter rewind and Sporkle next on 102.5 The Bone. The other day I got an email from somebody that said that Joe screwed up in Sporkle.
Okay.
And that I had been robbed the point. We had to have a runoff,
Right.
and then I won the runoff.
Yes.
Somebody emailed me and said that with all that, that would have made yesterday my 3rd win in a row.
No.
You're right. The answer is no. I went back and checked. Excellent job. That's 2 good things you did today.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out because I would have jumped all over you if you made that mistake, but you didn't. So I wanted to say, good job, Spanish. I feel like I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and you're not accepting it.
No, I am. I'm just making sure that I'm not incorrect.
Don't
I
trust
already
him,
checked.
Spanish. There's a
I know.
catch coming.
I know, right?
100%.
Why are you so aggressive?
Whoa.
I'm not. I'm just saying, Spanish, don't.
I'm nothing but nice to you.
By the way, today after the show, can you carry my truck to Stingray Chevrolet?
My truck runs fine. You need carry nothing. Thank you.
So I actually think they're right. But
Oh.
Wow.
You said no.
so on the 4th you won, then yesterday you won because we switched it. And on the 5th you also won. So that is 3 in a row. But you were the last person to have a rule,
Wait a
so
second.
I
So you
have it
need
marked
five.
Wait a
down
second.
as
Oh.
5. You need 5 because
Wait a second.
you were the last person.
What day?
The 4th.
Was
Hold
Monday.
on. 4th, I won.
Yes, the 5th, which was the day that you won in sudden death.
Oh, yeah.
And then yesterday you won.
Oh, so that would have been 3 in a row.
But
You son of a bitch.
you were the last person to have a rule, so you need 5.
No, because
'cause
my
the rule's
rule
canceled.
was canceled.
I thought we or not. That starts us over at best out of 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if your
Once
rule
the
gets
rule is
canceled.
canceled.
Yeah.
Then yeah, you did. You have a 3 out of 3.
Well, too bad you didn't make a roll, so doesn't count. Nope.
Start over.
So I was praising you, and you were wrong.
Right. But I have integrity.
All right.
I have
Spanish, I
integrity.
told you,
so-
don't trust him.
I know.
Didn't you say you also checked and saw
Yeah,
that it was?
you were also wrong.
Well, let me tell you why. Because on the 4th, I won. Then the 5th, Galvin won. But we erased that.
Right.
Hmm.
And
So
you
that
won.
would be me.
And then yesterday, you
And
also.
then yesterday, I also
Correct.
won. So that was 3 in a row.
And that's my fault. I thought when you wiped out a rule, I thought you still had to get best out of 5. That's my mistake.
Let's blame who's really at fault here. Joe.
Why, Joe?
Because
He
he got
started
the
the whole
score
thing.
The
wrong.
confusion.
We had to go back and forth, yeah, because originally Galvin won, and then we had to go back and redo a whole sporkle.
So,
And
okay,
he's-
so I sacrificed no rule yesterday, nobody having to do anything. But today, if I win,
Correct.
it's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
and today,
Michael.
if I win, it would be 4 in a row.
Correct.
All right.
Hmm.
It'd be 2 rules.
Yes.
And your
5.
first
No.
1 out of
All
5.
right.
Right.
All right. Today, ladies and gentlemen, Carmen is a keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. And also that lady on my Instagram. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
It is time for us to play Sporkle. Here we go. I was really praising you. I didn't
I
realize.
know, well, listen, integrity. So
integrity. It's just terrible.
I mean,
Just
I
terrible.
have to be honest. I could have taken the praise and lied and made it through, but
You
I
didn't
do that.
realize, though.
Well, I mean, once you brought it up, yeah, I did realize that I was wrong. So I wanted to communicate my failures to you in a clear, concise manner.
I wish you just relay the score to me in a clear, concise manner.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That's my fault.
I mean, whose fault is it really?
I know it's Joe's fault.
Joe's
So much confusion.
Joe, don't listen to them.
All right.
Don't let them bring you down.
He's bringing everybody down.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Now we all suffer.
No, oh yeah, that's how it feels.
By the way,
Bring her down.
still hasn't changed the way you keep score.
No.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I got to keep my own score.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He changed nothing.
Carmen, what are we playing today?
Okay, today we're going to play Can You Finish These Famous Quotes? I am going to give you a famous quote. You're going to give me the final word of that quote.
Okay.
Okay? First one. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember Mark
Anything.
Twain. Anything. Like Galvin. I've never met a person I couldn't call a
Friend.
Andy Warhol.
Enemy.
I've never met a person I couldn't call a Andy
Art.
Warhol. Beauty. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred with dust and sweat and
Blood.
Scars.
blood. Spanish.
That was Gio. Integrity.
Oh.
Integrity. Gio
Yeah.
gets the point.
Oh, I
That's
thought it was
Theodore
you.
Roosevelt.
He said it first.
I thought it was you too.
Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting 2
Bodies.
Hearts.
bodies. Spanish. Aristotle.
Spanish reads these in the
I
head.
know.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, life.
I have.
Quotes about life.
More
life.
Marcus Aurelius quotes, but
You remember those when you scratch them into the wall of the bathroom with a knife.
my thighs. Scratch into my thighs.
I'm not funny. What I am is
Sad.
Awesome.
Lucille Ball. I'm not funny. What I am is
Happy.
Honest.
brave. I am is brave, Lucille Ball.
Saying about herself. Yeah. Gross.
I like nonsense. It makes up the brain. Dr. Seuss. Oh, it wakes up the brain. Excuse me. I like nonsense. It wakes up the brain. Blank.
Waves.
Dr. Seuss.
Juice.
It wakes up the brain cells. Brain cells.
Oh. That doesn't rhyme at all.
He's dead.
And
Yeah,
racist.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yes. True.
Canceled.
Try to be a rainbow in someone's
Sky.
Life.
Maya Angelou.
Not sky.
Soul.
It is not. Try to be a rainbow in someone's.
Pants. Oh.
You're out, Gio. Shut up.
Is it Sky?
No.
Gio's out.
It's not sky.
Pants.
You know what? In someone's cloud. You're rainbow in
You're
someone's
reading.
cloud.
Yeah. Let me get up in
Someone's
the,
cloud.
get up in that cloud.
Yeah. Hot.
People won't have time for you if you are always angry or
Sad.
Stephen Hawking.
Mean.
Late.
Angry or bitter.
Walking.
Angry or complaining. Don't complain.
It's Joe.
Organize, agitate, educate. Must be our war.
Cry.
Spanish. Susan B. Anthony. When you are happy, you can forgive a great
Deal.
Galvin, Princess Diana. Give me liberty or give
Death.
me Galvin. Does anyone know who said that for an extra
Patrick
point?
Henry.
Mike?
You're not giving out
I
extra
got a
points.
point. I got a point.
That's not how it works. That's not how this works.
Carmen, that was great.
I like that though.
Yeah, I like you
I
throwing
almost
in
did
extra.
that. I almost
Point
gave you
Galvin.
guys point Galvin.
Good point, Mike.
Yeah.
Everyone sided against it. Sorry. Simplicity is the soul of
Creation.
Richard Austin Freeman.
Simplicity is the soul of
Blank.
genius.
Soul of happiness.
Filet of soul.
Efficiency.
Oh.
Oh,
and
not
Pep Pep.
fish.
No. And Pep Pep, we are halfway there.
Michael is not on the board. He is having 0. Gio has a single solitary point. Spanish doubling that with 2. And Galvin is your leader right now. He's winning with 3.
Feels off.
Yeah, it's not right.
Do we all agree on the score?
Yeah.
And I
you
get
got
one
it.
extra point.
Should. All right, you guys are finishing these famous quotes. Your next one. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces
Oh, idiot.
Embraces.
the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to
Creation.
Albert
Creativity.
Einstein.
Giving birth to brilliance.
Twins.
Evolution is what I was looking for.
This is a dumb game.
Yeah, it's not very smart.
Laughter is America's most important.
Medicine.
Feeling.
Walt Disney. Laughter.
Emotion.
Laughter is America's most important
Important.
Pastime.
export.
Yeah.
Walt Disney.
Racist.
Love is the flower you've got to let
Go.
Grow.
Bloom.
grow.
Ah, damn it.
Galvin, John Lennon.
Gross.
Limits like fear are often just a Michael Jordan. Limits like fear are often just an
You saying
Losing.
just in?
just an A-N.
Illusion.
an
Oh.
illusion. Galvin.
Oh, just an illusion. I thought you were saying just in.
Nope.
Justin Bieber illusion.
Yeah.
He's a believer.
An investment is knowledge pays. Oh.
What?
Let's restart this one.
All right.
An investment is knowledge pays the best.
Dividends.
Benjamin Franklin.
Say it again. Investment what?
An investment in knowledge pays the best.
Returns.
Benjamin
Fortune.
Franklin. Interest pays the best interest. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom.
Shouts.
Roars.
Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, Jimi Hendrix.
What is
Is um,
Knowledge speaks, but wisdom
Sings.
soothes.
Stand next to your fire.
listens.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid.
Strengthen the female mind, but by enlarging it, and there will be an end to blind.
Chauvinism.
Injustice.
Mary Wollstonecraft.
Dishes.
Wow. Obedience.
Obesity.
Oh.
But by denying scientific principles, one may maintain any.
Was there some Chinese there? One ming, ming, ming.
One may maintain any.
Can you say it again?
By denying scientific principles,
One ming, ming.
one may maintain any. Galileo Galilei.
Doubt.
Stance.
Sushi.
Fortune.
Paradox.
Bing, bing, bing.
Nope. That you
I heard the same
I'm
thing.
out. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm.
Possible. Yeah.
Extra point if you know who it is.
Oh,
Sinbad.
Kim Possible.
Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, I was gonna say Kanye West.
Bad.
Yeah.
I don't have no fear of death. My only fear is coming back.
To life.
Tupac Shakur.
Alive.
Coming back
White.
here.
To Vegas.
Sky.
Reincarnated.
Truck.
No, wait, what?
Sorry. Wrong game.
I am so clever that sometimes I don't understand a single word of what I am.
Saying.
Spanish. Oscar Wilde.
Neat.
Ming, ming, ming.
I freed 1,000 slaves.
Whoa.
I could have freed 1,000 more. If only they knew they were
Free.
Harriet Tubman.
Sad.
Only
It's
they
pronounced
knew
Tugman.
they were.
Slaves.
If only they knew they were.
Oh, excuse me, Spanish. You were right. Slaves.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Pat, we're on the last. Sorry.
Thank God.
Michael and Gio are both on the board with a single point. Spanish has 4, and Galvin is your leader. He's winning with 5.
Oh, man.
All right. Finish the sayings. Last 3. Here we go. The purpose of art is washing the dust of daily life off our
Canvas.
Soul.
soul. Oh.
Who was it?
I will give it to you, Galvin.
Souls.
It's souls. Yes. Let's get this over with.
That was me.
Yes.
I said that.
Point
Let's
out.
just get it over with.
Let's just stop this.
Give me liberty or give me ming, ming, ming.
It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not.
Stop.
Galvin.
That's about this game.
And your last one. Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our
Death.
Life.
Charlie Chaplin.
Mustache.
Small mustache.
Happiness.
Ming, ming, ming.
Trouble.
Oh, man.
Streak Slayer.
Your final score, Michael and Gio both with a single point. Spanish is having 4, and Galvin is your triumphant champion today. He won with 7.
You
Yeah.
change it. Kachaya, ming, ming, ming.
Yeah.
You want to talk over it more?
Do Kachaya, ming, ming, ming.
My new rule is
I'm sorry.
shut up.
You get no rules. There's no rule for
You don't
you.
get any
But-
rules either.
You do wipe out his.
Yes,
I know.
thank you. No kidding.
Wow. Good job, Spanish.
Thank you, Galvin.
Finally, you
Good
got
job with
something
that.
right.
Sorry, Mike.
Turned over a new leaf.
I'd love an order. Ming, ming, ming. With
Oh,
an egg roll.
Little
My
spicy,
son ate my ming, ming, ming.
spicy ming ming ming.
With
Sweet
some
and
egg
sour
rolls?
sauce,
Yeah.
baby.
Are we getting breakfast today?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ming, ming, ming.
What was the who said that? Wasn't there a cartoon character that did something where they changed and they went bing bing bing?
Ricochet Rabbit.
Yeah, Ricochet.
Bing, bing, bing.
That's it.
Ricochet Rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the only other person besides me that ever responds to that, like remembers that.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Do you? There was like a series of cartoons that were copies of other cute. Like it was a southern version of Tom and Jerry. It was called Mushmouth and Pumpkin Puss. Does anybody remember that?
No,
Yeah, I
this
remember
is
it.
great.
It was McGilla Gorilla.
Yep.
You
I
guys
remember
remember
McGilla
I do
Gorilla.
know that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Then there was Mushmouth and Pumpkin Puss,
Yeah.
and then there was
Was one of those dogs? Who was the dog that?
that's
Oh,
Muttley,
that's
Yeah.
Muttley.
Muttley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the snickering hound.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And Dick Dastardly.
Yeah. What a mustache.
I mean, those two were incredible.
Uh-huh.
Steampunk geniuses.
Yeah.
But Mushmouth and Pumpkin Puss, I feel like I'm starting to think I made that up because nobody remembers that.
Mm.
It was like a southern version of Tom and Jerry. It was a cat and a mouse that chased each other around and beat each other up, and one more like a straw hat.
Mushmouth and
Got it
Don't
right
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
For reals.
Yeah.
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 Pumpkin Puss.
Pumpkin Puss and Mush Mouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Mush Mouse and
Yeah.
Pumpkin Puss. Okay.
Hanna-Barbera. Yeah,
Oh.
and it was 64 to 66. It was part of the Milla Gorilla show.
McGilla Gorilla.
McGilla Gorilla show.
I-
Ming, ming,
Bing,
ming.
bing, bing. I miss Hanna-Barbera. I think he was more
Oh, do
elite
you?
than
They-
Looney Tunes.
they-
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
life.
They-
Yeah, oh, life.
yeah. You're saying you choose Hanna-Barbera over Looney Tunes?
I do.
You're saying there was a woman, Hannah, and her last name was Barbera?
I think so.
Is that what
Right?
you're saying? It's Joseph Hanna and William Barbera.
I went on the ride in Universal. I know.
It's William, Hannah, and Joseph Barbera.
Close
yeah.
enough.
Bing, bing, bing.
Bing, bing, bing.
You got it.
Man, I'm
you know
hungry.
what's going on.
Yeah.
Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, how was your first day? Don't ask them. Makes sense. Makes sense.
All right, Galvin Edge News. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll dive right into that next. It's the Mike Calta Show. Ming, 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 1025 The Bone.
Catch me or I go Houdini.
It's funny. I saw a video of her the other day, and it was like Dua Lipa in 2000, whatever. I don't know how old she is. So whenever it started, she started doing the stuff, and she's kind of like moving kind of weird, whatever, like out on stage. And then they're like 2023, and she's just sexy as all get out, doing all the moves. And you're like, yep,
Yeah.
she learned a
Yep.
lot of stuff.
Have you seen the video of her smiling at the guy in the audience?
Yeah.
Who his wife brought him, and he didn't even want to go, and she looks right at him and bites her lip, and he looks at his wife, and she goes, no, no.
You ever see the video of the girl with her phone? You know how you can make like a billboard thing that scrolls across, whatever. And she's at some rap show, and she's with her boyfriend, whatever. And she's like, "I don't care about him. I want to get with you." And the guy's kind of looking like all dumb behind her, and stuff. It's like you're just brutal. That's just
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Been
great.
there, been there.
Yeah, have you really?
I mean,
Dude, I went to go see Third Eye Blind with Amanda and her friend, and we're sitting in the crowd, and some guy comes up to Amanda and her friend and hands them flyers, and it says after this song, meet in the back there to go on stage, because they did a big thing at the end where they put a bunch of girls on stage, and they were looking at it, they were reading it, and I was like, yeah, and I took it away from them, I crumbled it up, and I threw it away, and then I got up to go get a drink, and when I came back, the guy brought more of them back, and I was like, scram. Beat it. I was like, hit the road, buddy. You're going to end up break.
Buzzkill over here.
Yeah. And Amanda was like, well, I want to go. And I go, no. And she's like, I don't understand why. I go, no. I go, oh, you want to go on stage with the band? She goes, yeah. I go, go ahead. I go, I'm leaving now. And
Yeah.
she's like, what do you mean? I go, oh, you got to be kidding me. Now, at 52 years old, if they would have been, I would have been like, go ahead. See, I'm gonna take your time. I'll be in the car when you guys are done.
Fun police.
Well, I was dating her at the time. I'm not about to send her backstage with Third Eye Blind.
That is true.
Yeah, I was like, you're out of your mind. I've heard all those stories. I don't want to go see that. I don't. That guy went out with Charlize Theron. You know what I mean? He can get my wife.
By the way, now whenever Pitbull Tyler plays and all the girls are up there and a guy gets up on stage, like 9 guys come and carry him off, and we're like, "What an idiot! Get out of here! You're ruining the night."
Yeah, no, there's definitely none of that happened. I go, you can go. I'm leaving now. I'll meet you at home. See you later. No Ubers yet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
Carmen,
Yes.
I went to Dr. Bill yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt.
How's your?
I'm not fixed, but I feel a lot better.
Nice.
I still
Did
have
he
that.
tell you where it was coming from?
Yes, I have. My pelvis was turned.
No.
Oh,
At the bottom.
damn.
That's why my back was hurting so bad, and then in my shoulder and all, it was all my neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sorry,
not
Michael.
having a heart attack for those of you doctors out there
Thank
who
God.
were listening. Thank you for the advice, but yeah, no, it's definitely related to my neck and my shoulder, and it hurts like hell.
Don't you just wish you knew some old Chinese guy that would go?
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you go, oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, although I gotta
acupuncture?
tell you, I did lay down, and then he goes, "All right, just rest your head in my hand." Then all of a sudden he's like, and you go, "Oh God, this is all right."
That
He
scares
kills
me
me
so much.
Yeah.
I
I do,
could,
but it feels great right
Oh,
after. You're like,
yeah.
"Oh, okay, I can do this." I'm going back.
Did you
today.
use the patch?
I did not. I didn't need the patch. I went to the doctor.
Sure.
Look at
Stop
Urkel.
pushing the patch.
yeah, let it go, man.
Can I have it back?
It's over.
Hey, wait a second. How did that channel get on?
Because the power went up.
No,
Yeah.
I changed it when I got here this morning.
Pictionary channel? Don't pretend like you don't love the Pictionary channel.
Is that
Uh,
Urkel?
Maybe
Yeah.
when you threw the picture up, it changed it or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened,
Yeah.
Gavin. Thank you.
Solved it.
I would like to invite everybody to go. I forgot to do this the other day, but you'll get a double bonus today. I put up a picture of Carmen for TBT today, but I would like you to go.
God.
No, it's a nice picture of you, Carmen. You're
I
wearing a
doubt
bikini. Carmen, you look good.
You're
Go look
never-
at it.
You're never nice. What do you want?
I don't want anything. It's a
Okay.
nice picture of you. I was scrolling through looking for something. I found a picture of you at Caddy's next to a surfboard, and I went, "Oh, this will be nice. This will be a nice picture where guys are like, I still wouldn't bang her."
Yeah.
No, but it's a good picture of you.
Thank you.
Did you look at it?
Yes, I
That's
posted.
good, right?
Yeah, I posted it. You didn't take it, so that's good. That's a
Right,
good start.
right. I'm not a good picture taker. I
Yes.
understand.
Okay.
So,
What do you want?
but that's not even what I was talking about. the picture of Carmen's on there, and it looks great. But scroll over a couple and look at that picture of Tom Brady just looking at
The
Gio
best.
with
Oh,
disdain.
yeah. The
best.
Oh
man.
my God, he is just he really hated you.
I feel
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I understand the look.
So some people thought that was fake, and I had to explain. No,
no, that's real.
I took that picture
Yeah.
secretly, and not so secretly, of Tom Brady at Mike Evans' charity gala.
It was. He thought you were taking a picture of his kid,
Yeah.
and clearly you weren't. You were taking pictures of him.
Yeah.
Still rude.
I was like, oh, there's Tom Brady. Let me take a picture.
The
And
guy who can see the entire football field and who's going to be open and everything, you think you're going to
Dude.
get a snipe a picture of him without
Yeah.
him seeing it?
there was so many. I don't know how. I just stick out like a just dumb fat idiot. But
Yeah.
like literally, his eyes locked on me.
But I mean, it's not just a lock. He's not just looking at you. He's looking at you, and he's making the face like he wants to kill you.
Yep. You
His eyes are
scumbag.
red.
He's
Yeah.
pouring into your soul.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
And I hated it. It makes me
He
sad.
was probably just about to kiss his kid on the lips, and you ruined it.
Oh.
It's a ruined moment.
But at the same time, he's overreacting. There's camera, like people aren't taking pictures of
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
You're Tom Brady. You've never had your
Yeah,
picture
right.
taken before.
Right.
You
Relax.
still
But
like
it's like
Gio.
a
Not
private
like Gio.
event. You know what I mean?
It
Like,
It
they're
was
not
very
out
a
in
public
public.
event. It was a
Yeah.
very public
Yeah, there
event.
was
Did you
cameras
have to pay
everywhere.
to be there?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Did someone have to pay to be there? That's a
yeah.
private event.
Nah,
It's not.
There are
He's not
cameras
out.
everywhere.
Yeah, that he probably paid, and they know when and when not to take a picture of him.
Tom Brady's lawyer over here.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Listen, I just don't like Gio. I'm on Tom Brady's
That's what I
side.
was gonna say. You just don't like Gio.
I understand why he's upset. I
Carmen,
would
you
be
should
pissed too.
reenact that picture.
No.
Just think
No.
of Gio looking at you and just make that
Can't.
face.
She's not as
yeah.
pretty.
He just lights up the room. It's the first time I was in the same room with him. I was like, oh my gosh.
When he walks in the room and you realize how tall he is,
Yeah.
you go. Like I remember he walked into Eddie V's and I went, oh my God, there he is. He's so tall.
Yeah. I'm like, let me take a picture. Oh no, he hates me. He just gave me the dirtiest look ever.
All right, listen. John Travolta.
Oh yeah.
Why won't you come on the show? John Travolta is going to be at the Gasparilla Movie Festival. And we reached out again, and the people wrote back, and they were like, Gio, thank you for trying again. We understand that you really want to have John on, but they said not only is he not doing it, he has no plans for future interviews.
Yeah.
Come on, John.
But plus, he's probably like, if I'm going to go on there, I'll just go with my buddy Drew that I was already on with.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts your soul. Hurts your soul.
It doesn't really.
It's Gio's fault.
Yeah, he couldn't do it.
No, Gio's fault is Reacher.
That no.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
No, yes.
That's Olivero's fault.
No.
Kind of. I don't read his
We
emails.
could have been huge friends with him.
Listen, I don't read
It
company
was a phishing
emails.
scam, dude. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it was a phishing scam. I'm not going to click on that link.
It said, "Do you find Reacher sexy?" And I wouldn't click on it either. Yeah, I'm with you
yeah.
on that one, Gio.
It's. I blame Mike Olivero.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
Did we already do that?
We already did.
Okay.
We already did that.
Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. I'm getting very excited. I got to be honest with you. The other day, I had my Stingray Chevrolet sunglasses on and my little koozies on my hand
Ooh.
and Papa's Pilar, and I was dancing around looking at my schedule. It's close, people. It's getting very close. Celtic Cruise 17 right around the corner, and if you need some new shoes, you got to get into Pelts for your cruise shoes. They have every different style you're looking for. They got flip-flops. They've got boating shoes like Sperry. They've got Birkenstocks. They got the Hey Dudes that everybody loves. They're so comfortable and easy. Take on and up. Yeah, get in the pool, everything. They've got all the different styles there that you're looking for. And, of course, you don't have to be going on the cruise to shop at Pelts. They have 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. Stop into a Pelts today. Make sure you tell them Galvin from the Mike Calta Show sent you. So tonight, President Joe Biden is set to deliver the State of the Union address as the Democratic frontrunner is expected to address both domestic and international challenges. The president will address the joint session of Congress in the shadow of Super Tuesday as the presidential race kicks into high gear. Biden is expected to use the address to combat criticisms of his age and frame the race as a stark choice between himself and Republican frontrunner Donald Trump.
Can I make a prediction?
Sure.
It's not too far off. I know I'm not like Nostradamus here, but I really feel like tonight is going to be the deciding factor for Joe Biden. I believe he is not going to be able to make it through this. I think he's going to get up there and he's going to stumble
No
and
way.
fumble and
Somehow
it's
I
going to ruin
think they
it.
have him
So-
juiced and he
Yeah.
gets through it perfectly.
whatever
and people
reason.
go, look at Joe. Let Joe be Joe.
Once a year, he's able to pull it together for about an
Yeah.
hour, and they juice them all
I
up.
think it's too late. I think
Yeah.
he's too far gone.
So who takes his place then?
No, nobody takes his place. He just loses massively in the election.
So, first of all, I don't know if they have any prop bets on the Hard Rock betting app,
I don't know.
but they should. Do you think he will be standing in front of a red background with the American flag and troops like the last one?
No, I think he'll be. Well, he does it from wherever he does it, right? I don't know.
I don't know. He's done it from a different place the last couple of times.
No, they always
Not
do
the State of the Union.
from
Yeah.
the Capitol.
Sure. Okay.
What do you
I
For
just
those
I'm
of
agreeing
you
with
who
you.
pay attention,
I'm agreeing with you.
it doesn't seem like you're agreeing. It
Ag-
seems like you're being
agreeing
I think
goes-
you guys are putting your own
sarcastic.
thing on
Oh
this.
yeah. The State of the Union. You're right. My bad.
Yeah.
That's agreeing. Not okay. Whatever.
I didn't even say
Okay.
whatever. I
Okay.
just said okay.
Yeah, but you give the okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we faked the moon landing. You don't think you can fake where the
How
president
would
does a
you?
speech?
How am I supposed to say it? agreeing with you?
Because it'd be like me saying this is a black shirt and you saying
Okay.
it's a red shirt, and then I go, no, it's black, and you go, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is you saying, I know, but I'm not even going to argue with you.
Wow. I'm agreeing with everybody here.
Do you understand that all three of us
Bro.
are saying the same thing?
Yes.
I'm
and
out
are
of
you
it.
not understanding that I'm agreeing? I don't
stopped listening,
understand.
so I don't throw anything at you.
Okay.
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 Okay. Florida lawmakers passed an amended bill that restricts minors under the age of 16 from using social media and requires adult websites to verify ages of its visitors, sending the bill to Governor Ron DeSantis' desk after he vetoed a previous version of the bill. House Bill 3 bans anyone under the age of 14 from creating social media accounts and requires 14 and 15-year-olds to have an opt-in from a parent. Adult websites must also use third-party age verification to restrict anyone under 18 from accessing these sites.
How do they enforce that?
Yeah. and-
Yeah.
You click like I'm not a robot.
Yeah.
By the way,
18.
how do you enforce that with the people that are the best with
Yeah.
websites and cell phones, 14 and 15-year-olds? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
What are we supposed to do?
It's just garbage. It's
Yeah.
more waste of money and time.
But does it have to do with credit card verification?
I don't think so.
You have to be 18 or older to have a credit card. So if you need to have some sort of credit card age verification thing,
But it's only in Florida.
Yeah.
Like, it
there's
makes
a
no
way
sense.
around it all.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
server, you don't know where the server is. I'm sure there's stuff around it. It's just dumb.
Is the governor's race coming up anytime soon? Is that what he's doing this?
No.
Yeah,
Well, it's
right?
not DeSantis. He vetoed the last one. So they haven't said whether or not he's going to veto this one as well.
No.
It
If
just-
they
it-
pay him enough, he won't.
Yeah, it's just silly.
Oh.
Yeah.
How about this for people who are struggling with their bills and stuff? Late payment fees for major credit cards won't be nearly as high anymore. Federal regulators have capped them at $8, down from an average of $32.
Yeah, but that bugs me. That bugs me because
Why?
if you go get money out of an ATM machine and they charge you $40 to take $20 out, that is where they should step in and go, that's ridiculous now. But when you have a late fee and they've told you before you get your credit card, you don't pay it on time, you're going to be charged this amount of money for a late fee, pay your bills on time. That's it.
But also the problem is they change their rates annually, and they have the right to do that, but they can change it without telling you.
You're also seeing that in the rules. They're telling you in the thing, we have the authority to change the rate. We have the authority to do this, and you're still deciding to get the credit card.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's
you
the
need a
world.
credit
Like
card.
I mean, that's buying a house, buying a car, doing any of that stuff. Yes, you know that if you don't make the payments, that you're going to get either higher
Fine.
payments or anything, or they're going to take it back from you. Yeah, but that's what everybody does.
And
Everybody does it.
And ATMs
You used to
are
do it before
privately
you met
owned.
Amanda.
But no, but what are you what are you saying?
I'm saying that's the trap. That's
Yeah.
your life.
Nobody
If you-
reads the fine
and
print.
listen to me. If you have 3 kids at home and you're a single mom and you can get a credit card where you can get $1,000 on that credit card, and they're going to hit you with these high fees, you're like, all right,
But
I
you
got
could
to do it.
100% avoid those fees by simply paying on time.
You don't have the money. What if you don't have the money?
That's
Then
why you're
don't
getting
get a credit card.
But that's why you get.
Yeah.
That's the vicious
That's how they
circle.
get you.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's my business. My business is I lent you money. We have you think you go to a Shylock and get the money and you don't pay him back, he's going to go, all right, well,
Gotta pay
they're
the
going to
pig.
break your knuckles.
Yeah, but okay, then why are they doing the college loans that they're saying those? Okay, we're
It's a
gonna
huge
Yeah.
difference. You're getting money to spend.
That you knew you had to pay back, and you knew what the rate was, and
Yeah,
everything
but
else.
they're not forgiving those loans because they just couldn't pay them back. They're forgiving them because people are taking on jobs that'll never give them the money
That's their own
to
fault.
pay their own thing.
Yeah,
Okay. So the end is then we don't have those jobs anymore. We
Right.
don't have those people who are teachers, and we don't have those people who are therapists, and we don't have those teachers who are going into mental health fields and willing to help people for the good of helping, as opposed to making
But if
millions
you
of
keep
dollars.
doing this, we don't have the babies that you like to smell.
They're not trying to do away with late fees. They're just trying to do it where you can't just gouge the hell out of
Yeah.
people.
Right,
out
but
of
then,
it.
but here's it: when you get a credit card. Look, I'm a guy who's paid a lot of late fees in my day.
Yeah.
When you get a credit card and that credit card says you must pay by the first of every month, they even give you like a 3-day grace period. You must pay by the first of every month. If you don't, you have a $25 late fee. That's their business.
Right.
That's them making money, and they're telling you, we're lending you the money. If you don't pay it back when you say you're going to pay it back, you're getting fined.
But
Like,
that's
I
not
don't-
their only business.
But
Their
that
only-
is part of their
but
business.
also- part, but
you,
not the only
You
part.
just said that you've paid late fees. You've done this before. But
Yeah.
what the problem is they're raising them so much,
Yeah.
and it's average $32. Like, that's way too high.
Pay your bill on time.
Yeah, but you didn't pay your bill on
But
time.
I know, but the thing
But
is,
you
that was
learned,
and it
part-
wasn't that high.
Yeah.
Did
But
you
it
learn?
was my irresponsibility that
Sure.
didn't pay that bill on time. That wasn't the credit card's fault. They let me know up front, if I don't pay this bill on time, I'm going to be charged.
I think they're more saying, listen, you can absolutely have late fees and do that type of stuff, and you go into it, the contract knowing that and stuff. What they're doing is gouging you now.
But
you're
if you-
stuck. You're stuck in that vicious
But
circle.
if the average is $32, and then they want to lower it to $8, say.
Yes.
Now, so then
They're
what's
still making money.
So what's stopping me from going? Oh, that's 5 months. I'll pay it in 5 months. That's
Nothing.
$32.
Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
So now
but
I'm
that's
not
the-
going to
that- but
pay.
That's the deal that you get in. The credit card company knows that that's nobody's starting a credit card company going, I hope everybody pays on
Yeah,
time.
they-
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They
Why-
want
that's
those
why-
late fees.
of course.
But they're raising them so much that
Well,
is
then-
keeping people down.
Then
That's
put
the
a cap
problem.
at $25, $8.
But just so you know, a study found that those fees have been costing Americans more than $14 billion
Yeah.
a year.
Right, because America has a problem of spending more money than they make and borrowing more money than they can pay back.
That's how the world goes around.
Right, but it's not though. You
And is
get
it-
That's how our country is. How much money
Yeah.
do we owe? Our country owes.
right, but in life you need to learn that you can't spend more than you have. Oh, these people in college that are getting credit cards when they're in college come out of college with loan debt, and they come out with credit card debt that usually sets them back for years because they spend. And they're not. Listen, I'd love to say that they were all just putting their lunches and food to survive, but they're buying beer and they're buying other stuff and they're going on vacations they can't afford. They're doing things with this money. That's why we have a horrible problem and why our credit is so bad in this country with young people, because they have been allowed to spend all this money that they don't have with no responsibility.
Yes, but it's been going on for years and years and years, but now all of a sudden we're going to change it? Like, I don't understand what you're saying. You admitted to you doing it too. Why is it okay for you to do it, but now that you have enough money where you don't have to
No, but
worry
it's
about
not
it?
okay for me to do
No,
it.
but I'm saying, like, you're yelling at these people like, you idiots, just pay your bills.
No, I'm not. That's not. If I'm coming across it, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you've agreed to a contract. So if you can't pay your bill, like whether I couldn't pay or I irresponsibly didn't pay, I know that I'm going to get hit with that late fee because that's what I agreed to.
Yes, but I think people, you're overestimating the intelligence of the average person. There's a lot of people that are going in. Like, I was talking to my brother the other day, and he said people are still buying houses, and they cannot afford it. They're getting discounts. They're getting the 3-2-1 discount.
Sure.
And he said if you have to have that discount, you can't afford that house. But people are still selling it to him. They go, I don't know. The realtor knows. He knows what's going on, so I guess I can do this, whatever. It's the same thing with the credit card. Nobody's reading the whole contract and knowing what's going on. People get a credit card because they're like, hey, I'm desperate and I need some money, and I'm going to try and get this. And if it's an extra $1,000 for me that I can use, then I'm going to try and use it. And then they get caught, and it's that vicious circle. And the credit card companies keep on, charging them the late fees, and they keep on missing it, and then it goes up more. Ruins their credit. Then they can't get good credit cards. They get higher fees. You know what I mean? Because you're getting the people, nobody's getting a credit card with 3%. They're getting 27% and 29%, and they're just getting stuck further and further and further back. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't
I
feel
agree
like
with
that's
you.
the
If-
government's job to step in and say you can't.
But
listen,
if
I
you want
pay
to
my
cap,
bills.
if you want to cap it and say $25, but we're taking it from an average of 32 to 8 is faulting the credit card companies like they did something wrong.
Yeah, but it's more of because we run on a fiat currency. If the average debt in our country keeps rising, including our actual government's debt, our dollar value will start to diminish. So you can curb it by telling companies like credit card companies saying you're still going to make billions of dollars
Right,
off
yeah.
Americans.
Instead of making
but-
$14 billion, you're going to make $7 billion.
Yes, and it helps
That's
our
all-
dollar.
That's
it
easy to
helps-
say until it's your company, and you're like, "How the government's now stepping in and stopping me from making $14 billion
Yeah,
a
but
year?"
they pay for lobbyists and all that stuff. They are saying this, but they're getting their money in a different way. For sure.
The government also has to step in for price gouging too. Whenever there's price gouging going on, where this, like Carmen said, they're raising those rates.
Price gouging would say during a time of desperate need and a national emergency, jerking up prices of gas and generators. This case, they let you know beforehand, before you entered into the agreement with them.
But you're caught in there, and then they go, by the way, your late fees are now going from $20 to $32.
Well,
And
Look,
they are price gouging. Go to the grocery store. Look at just compare in the last 2 years.
But that's not price gouging. That's
But it
supply and
is
demand.
because there's no reason to have these
Well,
prices.
you don't know. You don't know if there's the cost
Well,
of
you
feed
don't
went up
know.
to pay for.
Well,
yeah, but it's not
goes
price
to the
gouging.
cost of fuel and everything else to
Yeah,
deliver that stuff, and there's a lot that goes into that. But what I'm saying is, whenever they can change the fees at any time, whatever.
Well,
which is,
that's different story.
Yeah.
You can't variable changing late fee
but
is
that's
not
also
is not.
that's
You didn't
also
agree with that.
in your contract that you probably didn't read.
Right.
You know what I mean? But all of a sudden you're going from $10 to $25. That's a big deal.
Listen, credit cards do things to take advantage of their people. Every once in a while, they'll just hit you up and go, "Hey, we did a review of your credit. Your credit score went down, so we're raising your rate on your." And you're like, "I didn't. I'm paying you on time. It doesn't matter. Your credit. We have the right to do that. We ran your credit. Your credit went down. We're raising your rates now." Well, that's when you just cancel the credit.
Yeah.
You know what I got the other day? Because I a little while ago I paid off all any debt that I had. I don't carry much debt at all. I usually buy cars outright. I usually, the only thing really that I owe on is my house. But my credit cards and stuff I always pay for. And I don't use credit cards very often. I use them just to kind of get credit where I'll go, if I go out to dinner, I'll use that and then just pay it off. They raised my limit, and I go, "Oh, don't try and get me, you son of a bitch!
Yeah.
Don't try and get me more money. I know what you're doing."
My first credit card I ever got was when I was 19 years old, and it had a $5,000 limit on it.
baby.
Yes.
19? Wow.
And at the time, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm rich. But why would you give a 19-year-old kid a $5,000 limit? Because you know I'm never going to pay that back.
My first one that I got, I was 16.
Yeah.
Me and my brother got a thing sent to us, and my brother Jeff, he goes, "You're not going to get a credit card." And I go, "I'll try." And they gave it to me.
Yeah.
And it had like a $500 limit, whatever. But of course, I spent $500 the first day.
On the college campuses, they would have people there giving you free stuff and to sign up for the credit
Free
cards.
shirts, baby.
Yeah, here,
Yeah,
you want
but
this
that-
cool T-shirt, and we'll sign you up.
I did the same thing. I got a $1,000 credit limit, spent it in the first month.
Yeah.
For sure.
Stephanie, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Yes. Hi, good morning, guys. As I told Carmen, I am a former financial aid officer. Now what I do is I'm a VA school certifying official. I certify student benefits. And Mike, I hear what you're saying about like the mental health counseling people and the teachers and stuff who probably won't be able to do what they're doing. However, one of the main problems is, and I was a financial aid counselor for 8 years, one of the main problems is students maxing out their loans.
100%.
So what they're doing, so if in fact we want or you want people to continue to take jobs like teaching and counseling and stuff, really what the government should do is should say, okay, you're not allowed to max out your loans, because I'll tell you, I used to see what these students were maxing out their loans for, and it was silly things like, buying designer purses and clothes, buying.
There's always going to be people
Thanksgiving
that
dinner.
take advantage of those things. I agree with you.
Yeah, so the government should set more parameters as far as the first-time borrowers. And also, if you're in a program where you don't need to max out your loans, you shouldn't be allowed to max out your loans unless you go to like some kind of financial literacy course.
I agree with you. I believe sometimes that the loans, there's too much money flows into the hands of the people. I would rather see go from the institution straight to the college, because once they start giving it to the kids and they can manipulate that money, it gives you that greed that you never knew you had before.
See, I disagree. I think they should stop
Exactly.
making student loans federally guaranteed, so that way when
You don't pay them back.
well, I mean, it would make it more lenient so that when you die, that loan doesn't go to somebody
Thanks,
else.
Stephanie.
Plus, most major state universities have an endowment where they have tons of money saved up. They don't necessarily need all this extra cash flow. Again, business is business, but if you are going to pretend like you want to help the people out instead of wiping their student debt, you should wipe student debt and, like I said, make student loans not federally guaranteed. And so that
Yeah, look, it's a faulty system.
Yeah.
Okay. I know about this because my wife is a therapist. My wife went to college. She has, upwards of $70,000 of college debt left, and will never be among the forgiven loans because of me, because we make too much money together. But she, the average person who takes her job, who goes to work for a job where they know they're never going to make more than $35,000 a year or whatever it is, but their reason for doing it is to help people and to help young kids and to help. I believe those people deserve some help. Sorry if we disagree, but that's how I feel.
But you can get that degree from a community college and get the same job and not have to take out such a big loan.
But that's not true.
It
You can't get a master's degree from a community college.
But I
You
feel
can't
like
get a master's, but you also don't need a master's.
Sure you do, depending on what you want to do.
Depending on what you want to do, but a lot of people, like for teachers, you don't have to get a master's degree to be a teacher.
No, not to be a teacher, but it's not just for the teachers. There's
Right.
plenty of other. And we're not saying that if you want to be a teacher, you can never be successful. I mean, we want people to be able to advance, to go and make the most that they can and do the most work that they can.
I feel like this is a great example of the media making people focus on the wrong thing about the loans, because I think if more people understood what a loan means when it's federally guaranteed and how you're trapped in that,
Right.
there would be more of a push to end that, especially
Sure.
since the universities make so much money.
I was just going to pick up a call. It says, Mike doesn't understand the average American. That makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah, that's
I am
ridiculous.
the average American.
No, you are not.
How am I not the average American? I'm
11 refrigerators. You are not the average American.
But
That's not.
I'm a husband and a father of 2 kids. I have a job and I
Right,
have a
but
house.
You're not living paycheck to paycheck. You're not renting because you can afford a house. Most people nowadays cannot afford to buy any property
but I
at
have
all.
lived through that.
Right.
I am exactly the model American. I am the guy who started out that way and worked my way through the whole thing. If
But you
I
also
know better
lived in
than
a
most
different
people.
time. You also lived in a different time.
I
where
lived in
your
a worse time financially.
But you lived in a time where wages actually reflected what
Carmen,
was going
I
on.
made minimum wage when I was a kid. It was $2.35 an hour. So your
Cost of living
argument
was
when
is
you
were
there.
left,
when you
but-
were no, but when you were a kid, that was the case. I'm saying nowadays they have done studies of like what we make now. Like the average salary is like $50,000 now. But today you need an average of 150 to be similar on the page of what they were making in the 80s. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
We are not making a livable wage. You lived in a time where
But
you
that
could have 2 jobs and afford a household. Where now you almost need 3 to 4 people working in a household to afford that household.
You're making a livable wage.
I am not.
You own a home.
I'm in debt.
Yeah, we're all in debt. What do you think? I own this
So I
house
don't
free
make
and
I
clear?
don't make a livable wage. That's not true. And I could not live by myself. If me and Chad were not together, I would need a roommate to pay my mortgage. 100%.
Yeah, or you'd have to live in an apartment somewhere.
And I wouldn't be able to afford it. And
Which
I'd have
is exactly what I did when I was your age.
Yeah. But then the
When-
way to pull yourself out of that, one of the easiest ways is to own property, which is, it seems like
Right. So
is
instead
becoming
of
harder
spending
and harder.
all that money on $5,000 credit cards when you're 18
Right.
years old, take that money that you could have made and invested in something. It's all about your life choices. Everybody's so quick to blame everybody else and society and livable wages and all that. Look, I get it. It's not an easy path to get there, but there are ways to get there. People just choose not to do it.
But
I think-
also, if you don't learn that financial literacy,
Well,
in
that's
school,
different.
That's the thing,
But
yeah.
so that goes back to who's taking this money, who's making those rules. They're also not teaching
you-
us how to do these things.
You have to understand at some point you have to take personal responsibility and be that person. I didn't really grow up with my father and my mother had claimed bankruptcy. Like I didn't learn any financial stuff from them. You just have to at some point in your life go, okay, I need to be different. I need to do the right thing and I need to get smarter. and and until you make that decision on your own, you're going to be stuck in the system.
How about this for your first day at work? A sheriff's deputy right here in Florida was arrested and fired his first day on the job for what?
First day on the job, he missed his gun went off somehow.
Okay, all right.
He lost his gun.
Lost his gun. All right.
He got his police car stolen.
Stolen car.
I know what happened.
Carmen, you have a guess?
He got busted for drugs.
No, he got busted for something different. Indian River County Sheriff's Office deputy was arrested and charged with possession of child pornography. First day. Kaya Stewart Cromer of Vero Beach was arrested and fired on his first day on the job. He is being held in Indian River County Jail on $15,000 bond. According to Sheriff Eric Flowers, Cromer had repeatedly asked a female student at a local high school to send him nude photographs. She came forward, prompting detectives to get a search warrant for Cromer's phone. A search of the phone revealed sexually explicit pictures and videos of underage girls. Cromer had contacted other victims using Snapchat. Police are asking anyone who may have had contact with Cromer to contact detectives.
Wow.
Oops.
First day.
Jesus,
First
dude.
day.
How do you handle that if that's your kid?
Oh, I mean,
I want to break his head, but he's
Yeah.
also a sheriff.
Grand opening, grand closing.
dude, yeah.
Carmen, some new foods are hitting the grocery store shelves. What do you think about Cheez-It flavored Hidden Valley Ranch?
Oh.
Yeah,
Huh?
I'm in.
You don't like that?
I'm in.
What about this? This is something that goes back to one of Joe's weddings. I don't know which one. Grilled cheese flavored Campbell's tomato soup.
Yeah.
So remember I
Yeah.
said for Lay's to make the grilled cheese and tomato soup chips.
Yeah.
Now they're making soup that has grilled cheese flavored to it.
Love
The
it.
Tomato soup. Yeah.
Love
No, I want the sandwich and dip it in my soup. I don't
You
want
can
the
still-
soup.
That's
No,
right, Carmen. That's the way to do it.
But it's too
Yes.
much. And then you don't get the sandwich or the bread.
But listen.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't like it. I don't
hey,
like it.
Hey, macros. Guess
Yeah.
what? Now you're not eating the bread and the cheese, and you're
Yeah.
just eating the soup.
The flavor still.
Yeah.
The
Regular,
cheese has protein, and they do make
regular health nut over here.
and they do make good bread for you now.
And then
So you're saying it's okay to make smart choices?
Mm-hmm.
and they're making meatless Oscar Mayer hot dogs called not hot dogs.
No.
Not dogs?
Not isn't that a better name for
Yeah.
it? Not dogs. They're called not hot dogs.
Nope,
I don't like it.
it
Yeah,
either.
I
not
don't like
dogs.
it.
Come on, I
don't
like
like
my
that.
nitrates.
No,
Let's go.
that's un-American.
Yeah.
Dogs rolling, baby.
Plus, they proved that all that stuff is so much more unhealthy.
Yeah, it's all unhealthy.
Yeah.
Is what it is. There is a new poll out on vanity license plates, and 14% of Americans say they are sporting one right now, but another 32% said they have never owned one and would never consider it. I have never had a vanity plate. Anybody?
I don't think I know what that is.
That's a like yours would say Spanish 1 or something,
Oh, okay.
whatever. So
Okay.
a
Yeah.
plate that you have specifically for.
Okay. No, I've never
Like
owned one.
the Code Man.
Yeah.
Ass man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I tried to get one for the Sprinter, but that just said like Calta Show.
So you
or,
could identify whatever.
Which
Didn't
one
you
is
say?
mine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever you're parked out
and
there.
they all were taken.
Really?
Yeah, every combination of what I wanted was taken. So I'm like,
Damn.
yeah.
Do they tell you who? Probably not. Who,
No.
yeah.
No, but I have a girl that does all my registration and stuff for me. She's the best, and she ran a bunch of different options, and they all
They all
came back
take it?
taken. I was like,
Jesus.
yeah.
It's a sign.
No, I just put a little sticker on the car. I'm like, that's me.
Yeah, I've never had anything that I was like, yeah, let me put that on a license plate. You know, I mean, if you have, I think if you have like a antique car or something, whatever, you know, if
Like
you
you
have,
take it at the car shows.
you know, it says like Vet 63 or
Right.
something. You're like, okay, I get that.
I think Johnny B's license, you just say, I'm Johnny B or something like that.
That's funny. To me.
Yeah.
Vanity plate just as bad as bumper sticker.
Right, because if
Right?
I'm like, I don't like Galvin, and there's his
Right,
car. you know?
exactly. Yeah. I don't put bumper stickers on my stuff either.
When I had the Hummer, people used to leave stuff on my windshield all the time, like a note to listen to the show, blah, blah, which is great. But also, it could just mean what?
You just made me think.
Oh, it could just mean the one guy who doesn't like the show is not going to leave me, is going to break my window or whatever.
I was at Walmart. I have like a little routine that I do on Saturday after the dogs, and I go to Walmart, and there is 2 cars parked over the line in parking spots.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they were taking up 4 parking spots with 2 cars. So I was like, that's ridiculous. There were other spots, though, so I parked in the other spot and went in there. And then whenever I came out, I go, they're still there. That's pretty annoying. So I got out a couple napkins out of my glove compartment and wrote with pen on there, and I wrote, learn how to park, you blanking blank face, and put it on their windshield.
It's funny because yesterday on my time hop came up a picture from 10 years ago where I used a word that I don't use anymore. It starts with an R.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wrote, it's just a picture of a car with a sign that I put on its windshield that says, I park like an R. So
My word started with a C.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could still say yours. I can't say mine anymore.
It was funny too because I was like, well, it's not a Tesla, so it probably doesn't have cameras on it. I was like, it might, but whatever.
I hope that person is driving right now, and they're like, I knew it.
So yeah, license plate, the vanity plate's not that cool. I have a hot or not for you guys.
Yeah.
A woman is facing charges after alleged stabbing. According to Michigan State Police, 32-year-old Autumn Burton was helping a man move when she saw a text message from another woman. Ooh. The press release states that when he tried to comfort Burton by giving her a hug, she stabbed him in the back with a knife. Police found her in another home where they were eventually able to get her to come outside, where she said she threw the knife out of the car window on the way home. The victim was treated by EMS and then taken to the medical center. Burton now faces one charge of assault with a dangerous weapon and one count of domestic violence. She's from Michigan, 32 years old. Her name is Autumn Burton, and she stabbed a dude in the back because she got a text message from another girl. Mike Calta, hot or not?
32 years old, name Autumn, hot for sure. Also, my wife told me if I cheated on her, she wouldn't say anything. She would stab me in my face while I was sleeping.
Yeah.
Hot.
All right.
Hot.
All right. Gio, what do you think?
Michigan, gross.
Oh, yeah?
Not hot.
All girls from Michigan are gross?
All.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Spanish, what do you think?
Just like their uniforms.
All right.
Listen, she was so hot that he tried to console her with a hug afterwards. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's hot.
Okay. All right. Carmen, what do you think from Michigan?
I don't know if you heard Gio. He said not hot.
Yeah.
Nobody from Michigan.
Stabby from Michigan is hot.
She's hot? All right. So everyone except for Gio says hot. Pap, show me Autumn.
Yeah.
That's not hot.
No way.
Hold on a
She may have
second.
been, listen, she may have been
No.
hot. She may have been hot 12 years ago before she started doing all
Okay.
the math and everything.
Yeah.
That's not
But it
hot.
looks like
No.
she's been crying a little bit.
Yeah.
But she got meth face.
It also looks like Joan Jett got the liquid sucked out of her.
Yeah.
I'm going to say hot on that.
No,
For this
you're
game.
wrong. I'm sorry,
For
you're
this
wrong.
game,
Wrong.
that's hot.
Wrong.
That walks in here, you go, Skivats, get out of here. What is
No,
going on?
I
She's
think
a bit scabby.
yeah.
She at one time was probably pretty.
Yeah.
Skeevy can still be hot.
Yeah.
No.
That is not hot.
I want to know what she's looking at.
Let me grab some of these
They
phone
cut her in
calls.
the middle of an eye roll. Stab. You stabbed a guy? Well, you know.
Wade, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Good morning. Hey, I drive. I used to be a baker for 24 years. I didn't make that much, but I did a lot of work. Now I drive truck, and I make I'm in the state all the time. I'm home every night. I make double that than what I did when I was over the road. It's crazy how the people that drive over the road make a lot less than the people that are home every day.
Yeah. I mean, you made a different choice. You wanted a better life. You made a better life choice.
Yeah,
I don't understand. I don't understand why you say it like Frankenstein, though. You're like, I drive truck.
Yeah.
Well, I say like Frankenstein.
You're like, I drive truck.
Oh, probably because I'm on a headset. Then maybe that's probably why.
All right. Well,
Yeah, and maybe the Bluetooth is probably could be coming out. Sorry.
all right. Are you
That's
Canadian?
probably- Yeah, I moved down 19 years ago. I got my citizenship last year.
See, that's why I pick up a little less Frankenstein, more Canadian. I got you. Thank you, Wade.
Congrats.
Appreciate it, brother. Mark, good morning. You're on the Mike Calta Show.
Hey, good morning, Mike. I appreciate your comment. And this gentleman that was talking about the banking and the lady, you're spot on. And your fellow co-hosts are close, but there's part of the issue in the world, the entitlement. Oh, you don't get to charge me because I don't know the rules. Ignorance of the law doesn't buy it. And my point is what you said. Why is the government stepping in and affecting private businesses and reducing income? How about they turn around and say, hey, I'll reduce your taxes and help you pay your bills. Or I'll reduce
right.
your real estate taxes.
If they're
you know the rules.
If their interest was helping people, there's so many other things that they could do, and instead they're going after these private businesses and forcing them to change something that people agreed to in a contract before they accepted the credit cards.
Exactly. I could spend all day with you in this world and say, look, stop. Go back to thinking logically.
Come on over,
Common
Mark.
sense
Spend
is
the rest of the
gone.
day with Mike.
I would love to, buddy. I would love to, buddy. We could fix this world if they would just listen. Common sense is gone.
Thank
you
you,
agree
buddy.
to something and don't want to play by the rules, so we're just going to rely on the government to help us out. But anyway, great topic, and I think you're spot on.
Thank
Read
you.
the rules, know what you're getting into, take responsibility for yourself.
I appreciate it. And I also want to point out that the students who took the loans, the government came and said, hey, we're forgiving some loans. It's not a matter of students going, I don't want to pay my loans back. My wife still pays her loans back, and she doesn't want to pay it. That's just what you have to do. But a lot of these people, will never get ahead. They'll never be able to pay them off and do their jobs. And I do believe this is a good program. It's one of the better things that Joe Biden did. And I'm also the same person that when it came out, I was like, pah, I had to pay my loan. Why does that count? But then I understood it a little bit better, and I was like, okay, I think this actually makes sense. So
I feel like it's less entitlement and more young people have been watching our government give money away to countries since we were, since 2008.
forever though. No, but not cheap.
But why are they helping other?
I think it's both.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't. More people are aware of what has been happening in Ukraine and that they're just funneling money back to the people that work in the government, and it's upsetting people. So
Sure.
So it's not really entitlement.
Sure.
It's
So
now
what is it?
people
What
are
do you
more
do? You
awake.
vote for a guy who says, "I'm going to go in there and drain the swamp, and I'm going to go in there and make some changes." That's when people say, "How could they vote for Donald Trump?" Because he's the guy who said he's not going to stand for that stuff anymore. Now, whether he does or doesn't, it remains to be seen. But that is what people. That is why I think he came along at a time where people were so frustrated with the way things are being done, and he claimed to go in there and want to drain the swamp and make some of those changes. And I think that's why he became so popular.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
It
will
just-
he stop that when he gets in now, or will greed take over for him as well?
Yeah, well, I don't mind the greed as long as he does what he did the last time and put more
Yeah.
money back in the hands of Americans instead of giving it to other countries.
Which I have been saying. I remember when I was a kid saying the same thing. Why are we helping all
Yeah.
these? Even now, I'm always like, how are we stepping over people in the streets, especially veterans and people with mental health issues that they got from serving this country? How are they not our first priority?
Right.
But yet we have no problem just shoveling money
Right.
out to other countries. But as you get older, you realize we're not really trying to help those other countries. We're more trying to protect ourselves by having friendly countries overseas where we can put military bases and things along those lines. It's not in all cases, but in some cases. I mean, why are we so pro-Israel? Because we love Israel so much?
Well,
No, it's a lot of that is they're making money, the government making money, and elites making money where it's not coming down to middle-class America at all, where if you have a president that is helping middle-class America, that's who you
Yeah.
need.
And, like I said, I don't think it's entitlement. I feel like people feel like these are little wins that we can have here that help. You know what I mean?
And the reason that they are, taking those loans away and doing that, relieving those loans, is because people are complaining so
Yeah.
much. That's a big catalyst for why they did that. They didn't just go, "Hey, let's be good people and help
Yeah.
out." It's because people have been
But you
complaining
also they had to look at
forever.
the cycle and say
Yeah.
this is never going to change if we don't help them out at all.
Right, but that's what people are calling, these entitled people and stuff. No, it's people that are speaking up now because they see
Yeah.
how poorly it's going and how it's going like that. Listen, I'm all for getting out there and busting your ass and working and doing the stuff, paying your bills, making sure you have all that stuff done. I'm not looking for a handout for anything, but I can see where it's getting more and more difficult for people. I don't know who's going to be owning a home nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't already own a home, I can't even imagine you trying to buy a home.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case. You're talking about want to buy a home, go to Newport Richie. You buy a house there, you'll steal a house there.
Even there, the houses are
Well,
going
all
crazy.
right, there's, but
Right.
that's how it goes. I didn't move to South Tampa in my first home. I moved to Wesley Chapel because I stole a home there.
What's
So
happened?
now you have to drive 2 hours to get
Yes,
to work.
it wasn't
But
2
that's-
hours. It's not 2 hours.
But in traffic it is. Luckily, we have a job where we work during hours that no one's on the road. Where if you work a normal 9 to 5, you're going to be stuck in traffic for 1 to 2 hours minimum.
And there's a lot of people that consider that whenever they're looking for a job, and hopefully
Right.
that they can find a job that is close enough to home, or where they can travel and do that type of stuff. Where you're not stuck in 4 hours of traffic every day whenever you're trying to get home to your family and do all this stuff and wasting all the gas and doing everything else.
There's a lot of these big companies that are swooping in and overpaying for houses.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
BlackRock is the
and-
name of that company.
sure.
And then
Right.
they rent these houses at crazy prices, and then they build apartment complexes that are also just as expensive. Look how many apartment complexes are going up just in Pasco County
know.
alone.
Yeah.
And it's all you find out. It's the
Apartment
same
used to be the cheap option.
Yeah.
You will
You find
own
it's the
nothing
same-
and be happy.
company that overpaid, bid a family out of a house.
By
because they wanna-
$100,000.
Yeah, by crazy. Like, you see, I was like, buy your house, cash now. These companies come in and they swipe out and they buy the house for money.
And what's sad is all of us want the same thing, yet whenever a topic like this gets brought up, it's immediate division. Half the people are saying the young ones are entitled, the young ones are saying we shouldn't have to deal with the same things, everything should be an evolution,
Listening
things should
to
get
Carmen
better.
talk, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Because Carmen is angry about things and feels like there's no right answer.
And we all want the same thing.
And the truth is, but I don't think people are willing to make sacrifices. They're not willing to live in Wesley Chapel to be able to afford a nice house. They're not willing
but
to.
why do you feel
There's
that
a
way?
lot of that. There is a lot
Because
of that. I think
listen
there's
to
a
what
lot of
Carmen
Some of
is
that.
saying. Carmen is saying those sort of things. Well, I'm not going to drive 2 hours to work. Okay, well then you're not going to have you
I'm
have
not
to be
saying
willing
I
to make
won't.
sacrifices.
I'm not saying I won't, but I'm just saying but you have to make sacrifices. But again, if I'm spending half of my day in my car, the other half at my job, why would I even own a house that I never get to be at?
Right, but
Right,
look at let me explain to you. Look at Dom. Dom owns a beautiful house in South Tampa that probably he pays more in taxes than you did for your house. Okay? Why does Dom have that? Because Dom gave up the first half of his life to go to school and go to law school and study and get a legal degree and start his own business and do this thing.
So
and now he
you
lives
have
wherever he wants.
But so now you have to give up your life to be
Yeah.
able to afford things?
You have to dedicate your life to doing if there's things that you want, you have to earn them.
I don't disagree, but I think part of the American dream is your
Dead.
generation before you makes things better for the upcoming generation.
Hey, listen,
and that becomes
in
the
what year in
cycle.
life has things ever not increased?
What do you
In
mean?
what decade have the 80s ever been cheaper than the 70s or the 90s cheaper than the 80s?
But it
always
increased,
goes up.
but so did salaries. Where salaries are not increasing, but the cost of living is
that's-
But it
increasing.
Yeah.
depends on
That
what
is
you
the
do.
But if you can't make a living,
But
if-
overall, the average salary has increased like this, whereas inflation
Cost of living
is
gone through the
roof.
cost of living
Carmen,
goes straight up.
I am not arguing with you. Like, I don't think that you're being stupid. I don't think you're wrong. I'm just trying to explain to you my point
I
of
get
view.
what you're. I know, and I understand what you're saying.
I
I
don't-
don't agree with you.
I grew up very poor and vowed to never be poor as I got older. And there's only one way to do that, and it was to work your ass off. And I
Right.
worked 2 jobs when I was a kid. I've worked, and I'm not like, oh, I'm so great. I just knew what I wanted. I just
And
did
also-
what I wanted. My brother, same thing. My brother was like, I went to college. My brother went to college, got his master's degree, and did what he had to do so that he can maintain the life that he wanted. You
And
got to work towards it.
And I'm telling you, I understand that because guess what? I did the same thing. I worked here for free while going to school and working 2 other jobs to support myself.
Right.
And then when I finally started getting paid, I still finished school so I could have a backup plan. And now that I'm here, but inflation is rising, I have been here for 12 years, and I'm telling you, I could not afford a mortgage if
Right,
I
but
didn't
what- but
if I
you're-
didn't have a partner. So now I am
Because
looking
you're
for
doing a job that's fun. You can leave this job and you can go work in whatever you got your degree in and do that job and probably make more money.
That's not true though, because I got a degree in one of those jobs in a helping field, like you were saying that I should get my student loans back. But I did it smart, where I didn't take out student loans and I paid for it in cash, so I could get a degree and have a backup. But now I'm to the point where inflation is so bad, and I'm working this job that is a fun job, but it is also still a job, and I do get a salary for it, but I still cannot make ends meet without going into debt or living paycheck to paycheck. To now I'm looking for a second job that I can do when I get home so I can afford living without going into severe debt.
Only fans.
Only fans. Only fans.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think if people could just come together and attack the system as opposed to each other.
Listen, man, all this stuff is calculated political pandering
Yeah.
that they hope to translate to votes
Yeah.
based on where you fall in that economic system.
And you can't deny that the middle class is dwindling
Wasting
faster
away.
at
Yeah.
the fastest rate we've ever seen in American history.
It's either 1% or lower class.
I have some good news for you guys.
Yes.
I have another hot or not. Yes. How about that? And it's local, too. A 30-year-old Pasco County woman was arrested Saturday following an incident involving gunfire directed at 2 individuals during a vehicle chase. According to Pasco County Sheriff's Office, the confrontation occurred when 30-year-old Lindsay Penn of Hudson exited her vehicle and engaged in a heated argument with 2 victims. The altercation escalated rapidly as Penn brandished a handgun, aiming at both of the victims while threatening, quote, "I'm gonna blanking kill you." Reports indicate that Penn then discharged the firearm in the direction of the victims. The victims entered their vehicle to flee the scene. However, Penn pursued them in her own vehicle. Trailing closely behind during the chase, she fired several additional rounds but did not strike the victim or their vehicle. Law enforcement authorities apprehended Penn, and she was located in her 2017 Chevy Malibu. She now
Pissed in the
faces
mouth.
Hell
she
yeah.
now faces 2 charges of attempted felony murder in connection with the shooting. So is road rage, and all of a sudden she's getting felony, attempted murder charges. She is 30 years old. She's from Hudson. Her name is Lindsay Penn, and she's packing.
Yeah.
Mike Calta, hot or not?
Yeah, you had me at Hudson, not hot.
Not hot.
Not hot.
You're saying not hot. Gio, what do you think?
Hudson, 2017 Chevy Malibu, not hot.
Not hot?
Sorry.
Probably has student loans?
Yeah.
Spanish, what do you got?
I'm going to say diamond in the rough. She's a ride or die. She's hot.
Yeah? All right. Interesting.
Big rough.
Carmen, what do you think?
From Hudson, not hot.
Not hot. Again,
Wow.
Spanish, you are on an island by yourself.
Sorry, Hudson.
You say hot. Everybody else says Hudson. Joe, show me Lindsay.
Yeah, baby.
Oh.
No.
Hell yeah.
Diamond in
That's
a rough?
hot. That's
For this
hot.
game?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, yeah,
That's
I
diamond
would
in
say
the
it's
rough.
hot.
Joe, play the video and then stop it so it doesn't have the stupid thing in there. Well, now it's going to take 14 minutes.
God, Joe.
God, Joe.
I think
Can't
she's
you
kind of hot.
internet better?
I think
Can't shoot internet.
I would not forgive his loans.
No, you can't forgive his loans. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, she's hot.
I have to tell him that.
Don't,
I
Galvin,
have to tell him
don't,
that.
don't look at me while I'm trying to
I
be
mean,
serious.
she's Hudson hot. But
Yeah.
She's hot. For the game, she's
For the
hot.
game, she's hot.
She's hot. And she's
Yeah.
a terrible shot, which makes it sexy, you know?
I think
Well, she was yelling and
She's
doing
popping,
all these
desk
things.
popping, yeah.
That's borderline.
It's borderline, but
Borderline.
for the game,
Hot.
it's hot.
Thank you, Judge.
She at least put some effort in. She's got the eyelashes. Her
Yeah.
hair doesn't look like the roots are too
Like
bad.
if we met her out at Sam's Beach Bar, she might be a little hotter.
That's a Hudson 9.
Yeah.
The Hudson 9
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm going to eat a W on that one.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Spanish
Thank
wins
you.
that round.
Thank you.
How about today is National, I'm not going to look at him, Cereal Day.
Don't talk about the
Don't
cereal.
even ask him. Don't even ask him about his
That's
cereal.
good.
What's your favorite cereal?
Oh, my God.
Oh.
I'm asking everyone but Mike,
Oh, okay.
okay?
I'm not
Mike,
afraid to
close
talk
your
about
ears.
that. I like
You're
Fruity
not-
Pebbles and I
no.
like grape nuts.
You can't be a
Ooh.
part of it.
Have you mixed them together?
No. I'm not a heathen.
Oh.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Peanut Butter Captain Crunch. Try the Apple Jacks.
Kellogg's Smacks, I know. I love Kellogg's
Smacks.
Smacks.
I could probably eat an entire box of Cocoa Pebbles in one sitting on my own.
A list of the most popular cereals since 2004. I have the top 5. What do you think the most popular? I'm not saying the best. What you think is the best? What's the most popular out there?
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios? No,
Yeah.
not in the top 5.
Rice Krispies.
Rice Krispies, number 1.
What?
Sticking around, man. Number 1, but most popular. People buy them.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
I'm
to
not saying, doesn't
make
make
Rice
necessarily-
Krispie treats.
Yeah.
but also not saying that they're the best. They're the most
They're
popular.
not the best.
Carmen cut off the Honey Nut, just Cheerios coming in at number 2. Chex comes in at 3.
Oh.
This is a terrible list.
Cinnamon
terrible
No,
list.
cinnamon checks.
Never had them. Is it good?
So good.
Special K comes in at 4, and
Yes.
Mike Lucky Charms. Oh, you said Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles. Yeah.
Lucky Charms
I
comes
do
in
like
at
the
number
Lucky
5.
Charms as well.
Question. Special K red berries or just regular
It
Special
just says
K?
Special K.
Garbage.
So, yeah, I don't know
I mean,
what's-
any of them are good.
Yeah, you're right, Carmen.
A jury yesterday convicted Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the armorer on the Rust movie set, when cinematographer Helena Hutchins was fatally struck by a live round of ammunition fired from a prop gun held by actor Alec Baldwin 2 years ago. Gutierrez Reed was acquitted of a separate charge of tampering with evidence. She faces up to 18 months in prison at sentencing, which is expected to happen sometime in April. Following the verdict, the judge ordered Gutierrez Reed remanded into custody.
I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like, I don't know, because I know she was supposed to check the
Yes,
firearms.
but by all accounts, she was not experienced enough to
That's
be
what I'm
doing
saying.
that.
She
And
also
he hired her.
said that she wasn't experienced
Yeah.
enough to do it. I don't think Alec Baldwin's the one in charge of the trouble here. My gut feeling, honestly, is still that Alec Baldwin was set up. Alec Baldwin is one of the most
Yeah,
outspoken
yeah.
anti-gun people ever, and I believe he was set
Yeah.
up to murder this
Yeah.
woman. I really do fully believe that. I also think that even if he wasn't, that this is a pure accident and this is somebody's negligence, but it's not Alec Baldwin's fault. He's an actor. He was given a prop. He was told the prop is ready to go. That's the way they do it in the movie business. So I don't blame Alec Baldwin. But the woman, whoever put this, like, why is there a live round on the set? Why
Yeah.
is that even a thing?
Well,
is
and
that her? Or, I mean, she was in it over her head on the job. She said it from the beginning. The crew was quitting because of safety issues, on the movie itself. So I don't know. It seems like it's just shady. Yeah.
But she also said that after the fact, and then like the people that testified there were some producers that said her negligence came from. They said that she should have a checkout sheet. So if someone took a prop out,
Right.
write your name down, and you know what set and part of the film it was on. She denied that. She said that wasn't necessary, which clearly we know now. And the other one said. I can't remember.
But there wasn't. I mean, there shouldn't be any live rounds on the set at all.
No, exactly. No live rounds. But like I said, she was just allowing people to take the props without saying who it was. You know what I mean? So that
she
means
was inexperienced. She shouldn't have been doing that.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't they also doing target practice on set with
don't
live
know.
rounds?
I don't know.
I thought
about
I
that.
read that.
Yeah, I think that.
Right?
Yeah, I believe, but I'm not positive. Did anybody see the video of the ATF expert unable to
Oh my
field
God,
strip
yes.
a Glock?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
yeah,
Mike,
so
it was
it's
bad.
an ATF expert. So alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
Yeah.
It's right in the title. Take a look at the video on Bone TV when Joe pulls it up here real quick. He cannot do a field strip of a Glock. He
Which
has no idea how to take it
And that's one of the easiest weapons to field strip because I think it's 3 or 4 pieces,
Watch
5
this
pieces
guy.
total.
Watch this guy struggle so hard. Has no idea how to do it, and then tries another gun and can't do it. Look at him. He has no idea what he's doing.
Why would you allow that to be videoed?
I know. I
it doesn't look like he knows.
I thought maybe at first he's nervous because
He
they
puts
are
that one
filming
down
him.
and then tries this one, and he can't do that one either.
Yeah, I would just start telling people that arthritis.
Yeah,
But
I'm not
again,
strong enough.
There's so many people that we see that should not be in their position. Have you seen like all the World Health experts
Oh yeah,
for
they're
every
all fat
country?
and, yeah. It's
It is
ridiculous.
insane. Like, how can you be an expert on something that you can't even do yourself?
Yeah, it's wild. And then I don't know whether it was this trial for Rust or whether it was another trial, but the person who was one of the experts with the gun had the gun and was pointing it right at the judge, and the bailiff came over and grabbed the barrel and like put it down so that they weren't pointing the gun
Hey,
at
idiots.
the judge.
It already happened once.
Yeah.
Woof. This is interesting. I don't know whether this is true or not, but this is something that is out there, so I thought I'd bring it to your attention. There is a guy who is a former comedian, now like a business guy, named Nima Yamini, and he claims that he was offered internet fame by 2 Hollywood executives with another stand-up comedian, and this is the story that he tells, and he tells you who the other comedian is.
Oh.
Take a listen to this. We have it on Bone TV as well. Here you go.
The dark side of Hollywood is finally being exposed, thanks to one of the true kings of comedy, Cat Williams. You know, before I became wealthy in business, I actually had a somewhat successful career in stand-up comedy. I was on the way up. I was invited to a meeting with some Hollywood executives, along with some now famous comedian, and we were offered the chance for a deal at Online Stardom. But the only way to receive the contract was by sucking both of the execs off. I immediately got up and walked to the door. But before I could even exit, the other comedian was sucking both of their simultaneously. That guy's name was Matt Rife. And that's Alpha King rule number 799. Just because someone is more famous than you, it doesn't mean they're better. They might just be gayer.
Oh,
I mean, I heard this before, and I don't know what the truth is to it. I know if I'm Matt Rife, I sue this guy.
Yeah.
Or I at least force him to stop saying that.
Well, it's interesting. So the guy, not that guy, but another guy had posted this, and that's where I saw this. And then, like a few minutes later, after he posted it, he posted a picture of blocked by Matt Rife, whatever, and he said, just so you know, whenever you block somebody who puts something out, nobody thinks that they're lying about it. They think it's the truth because that's why you're blocking them. You know.
Well, because did you there like something? This goes along with Matt Rife. There was a plastic surgeon who had like said that he did a famous comedian's chin, blah blah blah. This, and then everyone's like, "Oh, Matt Rife's going to sue you," because he didn't say anyone's name, but it was definitely Matt Rife. Everyone's like, "He's going to sue you. He's going to sue you," and they were like, "Well, you can't sue someone if it's true." But again, like you know what I mean? And nothing came of that.
No, I think he just did that Jazzercise thing that everybody's doing.
Oh yeah, he was just chewing that ball or whatever.
How do we find this out? Can somebody look up what Matt Rife's net worth is? Matt Rife's net worth, the fact that he put tickets on sale for his tour, the day that they went on sale, the entire tour sold out. What's he worth?
He is worth approximately $30 million.
Would you ask a D for $30 million?
Two of them.
I would not.
I'd even tickle the ivories.
I would not. No.
You for $30 million?
Yes.
If I said, I believe you would do it
Spanish
for free.
would do it for free.
Yeah.
None of us think that you would do it for free. If you got in bed with Mariah and some hot gay guy, and she was like, "I want to see you do," he'd be like, "Anything you want, my princess."
Man, I don't know what you guys think of me is astounding.
Spanish now is thinking, "I've already done it. Can I get the 30 million retroactively?"
Too late.
Is there anyone in this room who would say they wouldn't ask a D for $30 million?
Oh, I'd be so good at it.
Yeah, right.
I could tough through.
I would pick you, Galvin. I would pick you to do
Get
it.
over here. Let's
30
do
million. I'm doing a good job.
30 million. I'm going to be gentle. $30 million.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a lot of mouthwash and be happy for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Right. At least we're all honest.
Gio?
Yeah.
You know you do it.
You know how many double Big Macs that is?
30 million?
30 million cash.
What about 1 million?
Your kids got to know how you got it.
1 million? No.
No, 1 million. No.
No.
There's a big difference between.
Yeah, 1 million.
Maybe 10 million.
1 million? Does anybody know?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody knows?
Yeah.
Everyone knows no matter what.
Two guys in the room and this guy. That doesn't.
You don't get video.
No,
or anything,
it's
but everybody knows.
it's on video. Then that way they can hold you
Oh,
to.
come on.
But that's how they're getting
I thought-
these people to do these things. That's
No,
the
I know, but
rule.
we're
in a
making
different
up
game.
it.
I thought you were proud of your performance. Put it
Yeah.
on video. You know what I mean?
I don't want people
For
getting my
30 million.
secrets.
Hey, you 30 million? You want to sign? Put it on video? I don't care. Show it at a drive-in.
Yeah.
New on Netflix.
Yeah. I might even pick up a couple of gay followers at
A
that
million?
Yeah.
No way.
point. Million? No.
No.
10 million?
Million, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody ever finds out $1 million.
But 30 million, everyone knows.
And that guy is Johnny B.
I'm in.
Why is everybody looking at me?
No, the guy, Medicine Man.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Why are you making it worse?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna help the money,
Have you seen the people in Hollywood that get arrested for these things?
We're not doing Hollywood. This is a different game.
Yeah, we're playing. You're combining.
We're not trying to
games.
get famous.
You're
We're just
taking
getting
all
money.
the fun out of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. S&D isn't fun.
30 million. I'm in.
I get to pick the guy.
I'm in, and then for the rest of my life, I hang out with John Sarasani, and we have pumpkins together.
Yeah, that is true.
Because then they go, aren't you that guy that did that for 30 million? I go, what? No. Did you see my waterfall?
Yeah.
I would be just like Sarasani. Look at my house. I can buy 10 of these.
You know how many D's I'd ask to get this waterfall?
You fat loser.
Finally in news, speaking of money, Forbes released their list of highest paid actors of 2023. Okay, so all of last year, highest paid actors. I'll let you know, unlike previous years, for this one, the endorsements and non-entertainment investments were not factored in. So it's just for their movies and shows that they've done and
I
stuff.
saw that this list came out and purposely didn't look at it.
So highest paid actors of 2023.
So I had to guess. My first thought yesterday was the chick from Wolf of Wall Street.
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
For Barbie.
Is on the list. Well, did Barbie come out in 2023 or 2024?
Yes. 23.
Okay. She is number 2
Oh, okay.
with $59
There's
million.
a woman with more money than her?
No. Actors.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so she came in number 2.
Actors
Okay,
and
okay,
actresses,
okay.
yeah. So she came in at number 2 on the list.
Sure,
The-
because first
the
a man.
Top 10. $59 million. Hold on. That she made last year.
Oh, wow.
2023.
She deserves every penny.
Yeah, she does.
Go ahead, Ryan. Gosling, who is also in Barbie and other stuff, I'm sure. Not on the list. Oh, no. I'm sorry. He is. Because it was a tie. It was a tie. I saw the first guy. So he's tied in 4th place with $43 million.
The Rock.
The Rock, also known as Dwayne Johnson, not in the top 10.
Because they didn't include his. It's just for movies.
Just for movies.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise comes into number 3,
Ooh.
$45 million.
Kevin Hart.
I think you're going to be blown away by number 1. I mean, it's not like, what? That's crazy, but it's awesome. Kevin Hart not in the top 10. I don't know what he did last year, whether he had any
big movies last year.
I don't remember.
Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, right?
I said,
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Chalamet?
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet is not in the top 10.
Because he had Wonka and he had Dune. Well, Dune was this year.
So number 4 and number 7 is tied with 2 people. Number 4 is Ryan Gosling, who is tied with somebody else who made $43 million. And number 7 is these 2 guys could not be more different, and it's unbelievable that they made the same amount. I'll go through some of the different ones. Coming in number 10, $24 million, Denzel Washington.
Okay.
Coming in number 9, $38 million is Ben Affleck. Tied for number 7, making $41 million, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Will Ferrell is a Megalodon.
Oh,
Wow.
Jason Statham.
Hell yeah.
How about that? Good for him,
hell
man.
yeah. The transporter beekeeper.
That's unbelievable.
It's a Matt Damon.
I have bees in my trunk. Coming in number 6, female, who is by far the most successful off of the show that she started on.
Queen Latifah.
No.
Sofia Vergara.
She started on an ensemble show.
Jennifer Aniston.
$42 million. Coming in at tie number 4, $43 million, tied with Ryan Gosling is
Ryan Reynolds.
no.
Dave Bautista.
Matt Damon.
Oh, wow.
Matt Damon coming in there. And then you have number 3 is Tom Cruise, $45 million. Number 2, Margot Robbie, $59 million. Number 1, jumping up to $73 million.
I bet I know.
Who?
Adam Sandler.
Yeah. $73 million
Yeah.
For what?
Adam Sandler. Because he
Netflix.
probably signed his
Guaranteed.
Netflix deal.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, he's got that guaranteed
Awful
money every year.
movies.
Yeah.
He's been famous as long as he had. And he made $73 million this year. On
Yeah.
top of everything
Yeah.
for the last 20
2023,
years.
he
And
made
only owns
73
basketball
million.
shorts. My kind of guy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Unbelievable.
Hamouche.
Hamosh!
Do you know how much basketball he plays?
Oh, so much.
Yeah. Oh, he's good.
I saw a 60 Minutes interview with him, and he goes, they're like, what's a normal day? And he goes, well, like I got off the plane. He goes, I went over and got in a pickup game, and then they followed him. He played like 3 pickup games at different times throughout the day.
That's so
and
funny.
he's like, hey, you guys mind if I hop in? Can you imagine if Adam
No.
Sandler showed up to the
Uh.
park you're playing basketball, and you're like, yes, Adam Sandler, you can play basketball with us.
Box out? I don't know. I feel like I can't do that.
He's got to be worth, what, $500 million? Probably. At least
I would think.
350, 4.
Crazy. How about
Yeah, $73 million in 1 year. I'm gonna say he's worth like $800 million.
This says as of 2020, he's estimated at 420 million.
yeah.
So
2020, you said.
Yeah.
So add another 300 million to that.
So this says, so it's February 18, 2024 says 440 million.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Not too,
Unbelievable.
Not too shabby.
but just think about the guys that started out with him. You know, I mean, they're successful. Spade and Rock and stuff. They're not that successful though. You know, or people that were like this stupid Adam Sandler kid.
Yeah.
Like think of some of the SNL guys that were already there for like 5 years when Adam came in, and they're like, this kid's not gonna last.
Yeah.
No, there's some. So Phil Hartman's like, so he says zabby zabby doo, bubba dabba doo, and makes $73 million. Funny.
Dana Carvey was telling a story about that where he said Lauren was like, Dana, kind of check on him and see what he's got. And he goes, what do you think? He goes, I'm going to wear a sweatshirt and then I'm going to go, and then he goes, okay, what else do you have? And he was like, I didn't know that it was going to work. It worked great.
Great. Good for Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
He seems always like one of the good guys.
Yeah,
so.
he does.
He
Except
seems
when he was
very
in
cool.
that Spaceman movie, you
I
never
liked
watched
it.
the whole thing.
Did you ever hear the story about Adam Sandler? He went to NYU, I believe.
Yeah.
And he, one of his professors told him, give it up. You're not,
Yeah.
this is not for you. You're not going to make it. You should find another job to do. And he said he was heartbroken. He was like, it was terrible and stuff. And then after he's successful, super successful, this happened just a few years ago, went into a bar and that guy was at the bar and he was with a bunch of his friends and stuff. And he introduced the guy to his friends. didn't say anything about him saying you shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have been like, oh, I shouldn't do it. How about do?
I look like I make it.
I just bought this bar. You're out. Unbelievable.
Success,
Bought the
Calvin.
guy a beer.
Success. The
Bought the
best
guy a
revenge.
drink, too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I mean, I love all the people that told you no, and now you just sit there and laugh at them as you pay your credit card bills on time.
Oh,
crazy.
$14 billion.
All right, we got to take a break. Our phone numbers are 727-579-1025. There's a lot of phone calls coming and going. If they're there after the break, I'll take them. It's the Mike Calta Show. I like to go to Vegas with my wife.
Yeah.
Because she likes to gamble.
Yeah.
You know, so.
It was a lot of fun the last time we all went.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It is fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
We should do a show trip like that again.
Yes.
That was fun because I like seeing you guys for like kind of sometimes.
For a little bit.
But
and
not the
leaving
whole
us.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just nice knowing that like other people are there with you.
Agreed.
In case there's any emergencies.
What do we do instead of Vegas?
Alexi.
No, but I mean like
Kidding.
a
New
different
Orleans?
different trip. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do everything I'm going to suggest is about food. So
Let's
you
go-
guys can take over.
If you're going for New
Yeah, I
Orleans,
was
is
gonna say
pretty
New
great.
Orleans is great for food.
Does anybody
gonna
else
get
want to
to-
see the Northern Lights? Am I the only one that wants to see
Jesus.
the Northern
I would
Lights?
go.
Look,
Yeah,
I want to
let's
go see the Northern Lights too, but I don't want to go with you.
Save it for your
All right.
hammock.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Okay.
Save it for your hammock.
Yeah.
Are you going to be out and about this week? What happened?
No,
I heard
Joe,
noise.
Joe has no idea his mic's not on.
No.
My mic is on.
No, it wasn't.
He's like mumbling stuff, and Galvin
Exactly.
can hear him.
How do you not like talk and then you don't hear in your headphones and you don't turn it
I
on?
got a lot going on, Michael. I'm sorry. I was just distracted.
You're starting to lose me, Joe.
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Starting to.
Starting to lose me.
Jesus.
Dave Portnoy from Barstool is
Yeah.
going through the Tampa St. Pete pizza reviews. I don't know why. There's nothing down here that you point to pizza that you'd be like, well, he's got to go to this place.
Yeah.
Is there?
But he lives in Miami during the winter, basically. So I think, you just kind of got to spread your wings.
I mean,
and
I'm glad he's
once
here.
you-
I'm not
yeah,
saying he'll
once-
be here.
Once you do all of Miami, what's the next place you go to?
I think a couple. I think Gershie's. If you stop by
Oh,
Gershie's, I
yeah.
think Thomas
Yeah.
P's.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying those places aren't good. I just haven't had a pizza here where I'd be like, you got to try these people's pizza. Like even Three Brothers is good pizza, but I'm not driving here from another city to get it. I mean, I'm being honest,
Yeah.
Same thing with I love Amici's, but Amici's in Wesley Chapel. I'm like, oh,
I think the point is he covers them all. Like he's
no,
done
yeah,
all of
I
them.
get. I'm just saying there's no place that I could say to him, you got to go here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was the one place in Tampa that people were raving about like earlier in the
Is
year. but I
St.
can't remember.
Toros? Is that one?
Maybe
I
don't know.
keep seeing that on Instagram.
Same.
I think he already did the Eddie and Sam's, right?
Yeah, which hasn't been good in years.
Yeah.
There's a place in St. Pete called Pizza Box. They do really good
Pizza Box?
Pizza Box, yeah. It's
Yeah.
great pizza.
I don't know. I would like to. I look at. We ordered pizza the other day. Sometimes Three Brothers isn't on Uber Eats. If you order it on Three Brothers, you got to get it from the one in Oldsmar, and it doesn't make sense for us. So we ordered a different pizza place. And the minute it came, I looked at it and I go, "Where's this from?" And she goes, "It's not. It's something else." And I go, "What is it?" And she goes, "It's over by Publix." And I go, "All right, well, it doesn't look great, but that doesn't mean it's still pizza, you know." Took 2 bites. I was like, "This is awful."
What was
It's
it,
awful.
sauce?
Nah, it's just I don't know. The dough is doughy,
No.
not crisp.
Not good.
It's not good, you know.
You gotta
I mean,
crisp it up.
I told her, I go, at this point, if we're just gonna get pizza, let's just get Pizza Hut. At least you know what you're getting.
Ooh.
You know what you're getting.
I'm not mad at Pizza Hut.
No.
I'm not mad at Pizza
No,
Hut.
but you know what you're getting from
Yeah.
Pizza Hut. You're gonna get the same deep dish, good pizza every time.
I will tell you, Anthony's Coal Fire in the restaurant is great.
Yeah.
Anthony's Coal Fire, very good. Different kind of pizza, but
Yes.
very good.
Yeah. But no pizza travels well. Once you put it in a box, it ruins it for me.
But why wasn't it like that for me in New York? Like when
That's a
we
good
ordered pizza
question.
in a box and it was delivered, it tasted just good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you were a kid.
No,
Everything was better when you were a kid.
that's not true. I went back to. I took my son back to the place that I used to like when I was a kid, and it was still
Sabaros.
Yeah.
still delicious. Yeah.
But you ate there,
Yeah.
so it didn't get delivered.
Okay.
So, I mean,
When
boom.
Joe
Lawyered.
When Joe and Spanish and I went to New Orleans, we ate at this pizza place at the time, and I've got a video of us eating at the
Oh,
pizza
yeah.
place. We're drunk, trying to give like Dave Portnoy reviews, and then literally like a week later, there was a news story how the entire place was infested with rats, and they had
The same place.
Same place.
dude,
And they had,
the same
and they had video of like someone walked by the place at night and put their camera, and there were rats running on the counter and grabbing pizza. Like the whole place
Running away with it.
was infested with rats. And I texted him like, dude, this is the place we ate at.
Yep.
And it was crazy.
Best Geo quote I've ever heard is the next day we come to work and we start talking about the story, and he looks at us and he goes, "We were so drunk, we didn't even see the rats."
Yeah, that's the thing.
Infested. They're like crawling through things.
Maybe
Like,
they were
But I
making the
just-
pizza.
I just imagine in New Orleans, like every place has rats.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the rats on the street look like cats. They're so big. So
during COVID, remember those videos that the
Dude.
rats were coming out of all the sewers because there wasn't people to scare them
Yeah.
away.
What are those things called?
Nutrias.
Yeah. So they were just running crazy because there was no crowds on the streets.
It's our time, boys. Let's take it back.
New Orleans is very dirty,
I love it.
yeah.
I
but
love
it is so much fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Now I don't even want pizza anymore. You guys
Yeah.
just gross me out.
Oh, I love pizza so much.
So good, dude.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take a pizza. Just kidding. I'll take a pizza. My wife just came in here and made me mad
Oh,
Yeah, that was
And-
awkward.
why?
because she came in here and she was mad at the callers. And she wanted to argue with the callers. I'm like, well, it was a half hour ago, so no, we're
Oh,
not doing
I'm
that.
sad I missed it.
But my real thing was I wanted her to ask her to bring snacks. Now I feel like I can ask for snacks.
Oh,
because
not now.
now she's
She exited
snotty.
very abruptly.
Do you want Joe to ask her?
No.
Oh.
No. She
I
exited
mean-
abruptly because I said get out.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was awkward. I felt awkward.
Your actual statement was, I don't want to have this goddamn argument right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. You got to take a hint after a couple of minutes. If I'm not saying anything, I'm not arguing with you. I don't want to have the argument.
There was about 3 times where you said, all right,
Yeah.
all right. And then you said, I don't want to have this goddamn argument right now.
I was like, ooh, all right.
Maybe I'm glad I wasn't here.
Yeah, it was weird.
No, all I know is I can know pizza. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Or egg roll.
Good morning, Mike. It's Sherman from Sarasota. How are you today?
Good, buddy. What's happening?
Hey, nothing. So I wanted to let you know I haven't forgotten about you with Eddie Vedder or David Letterman or Travolta. I'm still working on it. But I don't know if you remember this, but I was involved with a film where an actor died. And I tell you, Alec Baldwin deserves to go get some jail time on this one because we always were really super careful in inventorying. All guns were checked.
Yeah, but
beforehand.
why Alec Baldwin? Because he was a producer?
yeah.
But there's a lot of producers on the set.
No, just anybody that holds a gun has a responsibility to check it out, no matter what.
Yeah, but he doesn't
And-
know. I'm a gun user, and how do I know if I have a blank in there or a regular, if I'm handed to? I don't know.
So the film that I'm talking about is The Crow with Brandon Lee,
Right.
and every bullet, every blank that was ever put into a gun was checked by the armaments person, checked
Right.
by a prop person that was handing it to the actor, and then the actor was responsible for checking it as well.
Well, clearly-
and they were all up and down. Yep.
Clearly, that didn't happen in The Crow.
Yeah.
But the armor
Yeah. Well, no,
is
but
the
that
most
was a
responsible.
malfunction. That was a malfunctioning blank that left a ferrule of metal in the barrel. That then, when the subsequent blank was loaded, it shot out a little piece of casing metal that hit him in the abdomen. So it was a pure mistake, and we still all got into a lot of trouble. And we were in court for years over it, and it was a malfunction by the blank manufacturer. And so, stuff happens, and that's why you've got to be extra careful, and why on any set they hit any live rounds within a mile of the place is beyond me.
Let me just put it for you this way, Sherman, okay? I am, let's just say I'm the equivalent of Alec Baldwin on this show, okay? I am the star of the show. I come in here, I am prepared, work by my producers. We do a show, and I present it to you what they have given me to give you. I have no idea if what they handed me is legit. I have no way of testing it. I have no idea what's going on. I can't be responsible for that. That's not my job. I'm a dumb actor. I'm not an armor guy. I believe Alec Baldwin should be held responsible as a producer in name, in money. He should have to pay because he's a producer on the show. But as a criminal, he didn't do anything wrong. He just did what he was told to do, and he was under the impression that that was safe for him to do.
Well, every actor that was involved on the set of The Crow went through a training program. Anyone that held a gun went through a training and familiarization
So
program.
that's different. That seems like there were different protocols in where you work as compared to what they did.
Right. It just seems minimum standards. I mean, firearms with blanks or real bullets are still dangerous. We all know that. I forget who died by putting a blank at his head.
John Eric
and it killed him. That's right. There you go.
Yep.
And so my point is that we do have a responsibility when it comes to firearms, blanks or real live ammunition. It's just the way it should be and always, could be. It's just Alec Baldwin just, he doesn't wipe his butt without somebody checking for after. So why should he not be checking his guns and making sure he knows what's going on? And we blew off more bullets in a minute than Russ could do in 10 years. And,
yeah, that's the thing.
we had an unfortunate accident, which, changed a lot of people's lives and really messed things up. But on the same note, we did it responsibly, and none of us were given any liability. The manufacturer of the blank was held liable, but that's it.
All right. I appreciate the heads up, Sherman. Thank you for the call. I mean, I don't think that as an actor, that I don't know that Alec Baldwin went through the same training classes. I don't know that they had the same protocols as the Crow did, probably because there was a lot less, ammunition going off in this movie than there was in the Crow.
And it was a lesser movie, right? Like
it's a low budget movie.
Yeah.
But I just don't think I mean I still go with my theory that somebody set Alec
That'd be
Baldwin
wild.
up.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. I think they set him up because he's such an anti-gun nut, and I think that they were like, all right, we'll show you, and
I mean, I wouldn't put it past anybody to do that.
No,
And-
especially one of those crew workers that doesn't, that doesn't like him, doesn't like that he's rich, doesn't like he's famous, and that he runs his mouth. I'll show him.
And also remember, the conspiracy is the woman who did get shot, Helena, she was during the time part of a documentary that was coming out about revealing pedophiles in Hollywood.
Now, is that true, or do we just has that just been? I know she was working on the documentary, is what they
Right.
said. Do we know that that's true, or do we know?
We don't know.
Right. But again, that was part of about the story that did come out. So as far as we know, that it is true based on that.
Pretty good story if it's not.
What?
Speaking of the Crow, good morning. Hello.
Hey, it's me, Medicine Man. What's up?
What's up, Medicine Man?
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of events come up in the near future.
You have some events?
No, I went to a bunch of them last weekend, but there's a lot coming in the future.
Oh, okay.
A lot of good concerts, Joe Bonamassa, the Reggae Fest, and many others.
Galvin, have you seen Joe Bonamassa?
Have I ever seen him live? No.
I can't imagine sitting through that nonsense. Just boring.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Medicine Man. You've done nothing for the show.
He does his songs, but then he does other songs too, and he does like a medley. Like he does some Zeppelin stuff, and he does like other, great guitar stuff.
I know
like,
Pete's on. Pete loves him. I just think he's boring. as hell.
I would say it's probably 95% guitar players that are going to see him. Yeah.
Right. All right, we got to take a break because when we come back, Mr. Skin's going to join us. It's time for the Anatomy Awards. We'll do that next on 102.5. And by the way, you can follow along visually on Bone TV, right, Joe?
That is correct, Michael.
All right, good.
On the YouTube channel.
Why?
Not on Bone TV.
Is Bone TV still down?
I don't know, but we are on the YouTube channel. So if you want to go to the YouTube
we're on both.
channel.
Yeah.
All right.
We are on both.
Go to the YouTube.
So anywhere you want.
So you're wrong.
All right. Sorry.
It's twice today.
It's happening next on 102.5 The Bone. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Live on Netflix Saturday, July 20th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Do we know about this?
No. When is the date?
July 20th.
Are we sure that's not part of Netflix as a joke?
No, that's May. Yeah.
It says he posted it 5 minutes ago.
Promotion, if I'm being honest, doesn't need it. The biggest fight of the 21st century is in the biggest NFL stadium in the U.S., broadcast live on the biggest streaming platform in the world. That's the MVP way, whether you're tuning in on Netflix or showing out in person, whether you're Team Paul or Team Tyson, or whether you're a lifelong boxing fan or watching your first fight, you're not going to want to miss this event. I could not be more excited to make those. I don't have my glasses. This amazing fight available to all Netflix subscribers alongside the hardest hitter of all time, Mike Tyson, Saturday, July 20th. My sights are set on becoming a world champion, and now I have a chance to prove myself against the greatest heavyweight champion of the world, the baddest man on the planet, and the most dangerous boxer of all time. Time to put Iron Mike to sleep. I mean, I don't want to fight Mike Tyson, but this is not Mike Tyson from 10 years ago.
No.
I mean, you're fighting him and Roy Jones Jr. look like two old uncles fighting at a barbecue. That was ridiculous, but I still don't want to get in the ring with Mike Tyson. So.
Yeah, so the problem with the Tyson Jones fight was that was an exhibition, and it was said it was an exhibition, and there was not going to be a winner or anything like that. So I'm wondering what this is, whether it's going to be a pro fight, whether they're going to allow a 57-year-old Mike Tyson to get his car to be able to actually fight. I don't know what's going on here. The whole thing with Jake Paul, listen, the guy works hard. He's doing it the right way, but the problem is you don't know whether the fix is in on all these different fights. You know what I mean?
But he does do these things through the boxing commission.
Well, so I'm looking at on ESPN right now, and they're saying it's unclear how the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation will sanction the fight.
Right.
Whether or not it'll be a pro fight or exhibition is yet to be seen. So
Interesting. All right. Well, we'll find out more about that as the show goes on. Right now, though, coming in live from the great state of Illinois, Mr. Skin, how are you, buddy?
Doing great, Mike. How are you?
I am also doing great. This is a good time of year for you. You can follow along at MrSkin.com if you would like, or you can go to our YouTube. We're doing this live on the air now. It is time for the much better award show of the season. This is the Anatomy Awards.
Yeah, this is my 25th annual Anatomy Awards, and every year now that I do this, it freaks me out. I've been doing this so long, but I got to tell you, the Anatomy Awards has evolved into something kind of cool from the standpoint of we still always do the basic stuff, best breast, best butt, all that, but there's 40 total categories, which, by the way, is for free at the front page of MrSkin.com this week, and what's become so great is my guys not only go through every movie and television show from the U.S., but from all over the world. And you guys would not believe how much wild and crazy stuff in the world of nudity happens every year. And since we're going through this, the Anatomy Awards is the perfect place to kind of curate it so you guys could see it, because some of the stuff you'll see here in the 40 categories could be from a Japanese movie, it could be from a movie from the Philippines, it could be from a crappy American horror film, but it just has something really cool in it. And that's the fun for me of the Anatomy Awards is you guys will be like, no way did that happen. And this isn't porn. This is from, mainstream films from the U.S. and all over the world.
Yeah, and as I'm learning from even the first category, it's not even necessarily films, but it's things you've seen on TV and the streaming. And the other thing is, in a serious side, Mr. Skin, and I say this every year, has turned us on to some great movies through the nude scenes. I mean,
and some crappy movies.
Yeah, that's true too.
Don't think all these are great movies. By the way.
No. Yeah, we've been made aware to stay away from some, and we've been turned on to others. But also, you've discovered hot chicks way before they happen.
That we always do, because we go through everything, and then if someone does a nude scene and we've never heard of them before, it comes in the website, and then all of a sudden they'll be on some big Disney show or some or movie or something, and then all of a sudden you look back and like, oh yeah, when she was 21, she did this obscure movie and was nude, and that's always a fun thing. That was one of the reasons when I launched MrSkin.com, I wanted it to be so if you were watching a movie and you saw someone, you had a database to go to see if they had ever done a nude scene.
Can I ask about one real quick? I have a new obsession. I'm a latecomer to the show Suits. Do we have anything from Meghan Markle anywhere?
Well, she's done some really sexy lingerie stuff in Suits, and it's funny. My daughter that goes to college wanted my Peacock password because she has to watch the last couple seasons of Suits.
Right.
And I wasn't concerned because there's no nudity in Suits, and Meghan Markle, though, has some really sexy lingerie moments in that show. She's never done a nude scene.
Yeah, I didn't know if there might have been any slippage anywhere that you might have spotted, but okay, good to know. Let's go to the startings. By the way, number one, best nip slip is from a streaming show.
Yeah, it's from YouTube. Sean Evans has a show called Hot Ones on YouTube, and it's pretty popular show where celebrities come on and they eat hot wings, and then they get to promote whatever they're promoting. And on March 2nd, so almost a year ago, a little over a year ago, Jenna Ortega, who has become huge, she's in the Scream horror franchise. She's Wednesday on Netflix show. And then later this year, she's going to be Winona Ryder's daughter in the new Beetlejuice 2. So as far as actresses searched at our website, she's a top 2 or 3 in 2023. Well, she goes on this show. She's never been nude or anything. comes on the show to eat hot wings on YouTube, and for unknown reasons does not wear a bra,
right?
And showed right nip for a decent amount of time. It was without question the best nip slip, and nip slips are always great. Like if Kate Winslet has a nip slip, you're like, cool, but I've seen her nude so many times. When it's someone who's never even been nude, it adds an extra layer of greatness to a nip slip. So Jenna Ortega won our best nip slip this
What
year.
do you think is going through her head? I mean, like,
I don't know.
It isn't hard to see. She knew that it was going to be visible.
I don't know. Did she think like, oh, because it's on YouTube, no one's going to look? I don't know.
Or do you break the internet? All right, the next category, best foot fetish. Not a thing I'm normally into, but maybe in this case.
Well, Mike, I'll tell you something. We get, obviously millions of people come to MrSkin.com during the year, but we also can track, like, at Google, how do they get to our website? What do they search?
Right.
This year we had so many people after that Barbie movie came out. It's the 11th highest grossing movie of all time. We had so many people search Margot Robbie feet or Margot Robbie foot. Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm like you, like I don't get the whole foot thing. I like everything above the ankles, but listen, it's a thing. People love it. And in Barbie, they made a big deal about her feet and like flat feet and this and that. And I don't know, but we had to. It was such a big deal this year. We had to award our first ever foot fetish for Margot Robbie and Barbie.
No, listen, those feet are attached to one of the most amazing women in Hollywood.
Oh
so,
God!
I'll take
I just
it.
watched Wolf of Wall Street again, and she's so beautiful. I can't even stand it.
Do you watch it like we watch it, like every other night?
Yeah, it's one of those movies. There's certain movies like you could watch like every time Godfather's on, I'll like watch a little bit of it. That Wolf of Wall Street's the same thing.
The next one is this the first time for this category?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Keep in mind, things happen, and then I make categories for them when they're this amazing. And the winner this year is Best Twatu, which is from the movie Joyride. And Stephanie Hugh, who is actually an Oscar-nominated actress from Everything All at Once in 2022. She's an Asian actress. She is in this comedy, and there's a scene where, by accident, her skirt gets ripped off and revealing a devil tattoo like you've never seen. But now, it is done by a body double, Felicia Andalong. It was not Stephanie. But, oh, my God, when I saw this, I was like, number one, I was like, this is so awesome. But number two, I was like, Anatomy Award, like this is an example of why the Anatomy Awards exist. You have to see it, and then the close-up of it is just, it's fantastic.
Oh, it's great. There is a picture of a devil vampire right on the privates, and it is it's hilarious.
Yes, and by the way, it's not a werewolf, if you know what I mean.
It's a very clean-shaven vampire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This next one, this is, I would imagine, one where you had to create a category.
Yes, and it's funny. There's The Boys is a very popular show, and they had a spin-off on Amazon Prime called Gen V. So I want to stress, this is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
It's like a superhero type of show, right? So the winner this year for Best Shaft Shimmy is Lizzie Borden in Gen V. Now, I can't stress enough, this is just a regular old Amazon Prime superhero show, and she has this superpower where she could shrink to the size of an ant, or actually as big as a house. And then she's with Liam, who's got superhuman hearing, and they're in bed, and she shrinks down and ends up on his his member, and she's shimmying. It's a comedic scene. She actually slides down and hits his, like, he gets like a nut shot, which is kind of funny. But boy, now obviously it's CGI and all that other stuff, but it was just such a cool thing to see. And I don't know if people, I know a lot of people like this, but I'm sure a ton of other people didn't even know this existed. So this is, again, a great moment in Anatomy Awards.
It's hilarious. The actual scene is on MrSkin.com.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched it, and it's really funny. All right, the next one is the best naked attraction in a TV show, best TV show.
Yeah, I found out about this show this year on Max, which is HBO's streaming service, and it's a UK dating show that started in 2016. And Max was like, "Holy crap, we got to bring this to the U.S. This is amazing." And if you haven't seen Naked Attraction, the premise is either one guy and 6 women or one woman and 6 guys, and they have them blocked off so you can't see their face or their bodies or anything, and then they slowly reveal body parts. So you'll see like the guy or the women could see a guy's butt or his junk, and then has to kind of narrow it down without seeing the face. And same with the guys, they see the body parts. And I can't stress enough, like, it's in HD.
I've never seen this. I've never even heard of this.
Oh my God! You go to HBO, the Max app, and it's called Naked Attraction. They have it back to 2016. It's so like evergreen. It doesn't matter. You don't need it like the updated 2023 show. They're all the same. And imagine like it's all in high def. And these aren't not every person's a supermodel, but some are super hot, some are horrible. Some of the guys are ugly. Some of the guys are great looking. It's just there's a crapshoot. But imagine like these are. Hey, I'm a receptionist at a dentist's office, and to me that's always a cool nude when you're willing to go on a television show, and they're all British, so they're not like so uptight about nudity.
Right.
It is such a fascinating show. If you haven't watched it, this is one I demand you go check out on HBO Max.
Okay, all right, I'm watching the clip now and it looks good. All right. And you're definitely right. One of these guys is good looking and one of those girls is dumpy.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. You could fast forward through the people you're not interested in, but occasionally you'll get a woman that is so hot, and you're like, how did she just willing to take, because they're not models and they're not, they're just regular people, which is so cool.
Now, this one here is right up there with Best Actor, Best Actress. This is the Best Butt Award.
My crack staff every year comes up with a best butt, but Carrie Russell in The Diplomat, which is a Netflix show where she plays an U.S. ambassador with emphasis on the ass, and she in 2017 and 2018 she won back-to-back Academy Awards from the Americans for showing her butt, because there's just something about Carrie Russell's butt. Every time I see it, I got to give her an Academy Award. And this year, in the 4th episode of the first season on Netflix, The Diplomat, you could see it, and trust me, it's fantastic.
All right, good. And then the next one, we just talked about this yesterday. We had no doubt that this would be the best full frontal scene of the year.
Yeah, and it's Jennifer Lawrence in No Hard Feelings. And I'm going to say, Mike, not only is this was this my best nude scene of 2023, it's a top 10 nude scene of all time, considering Jennifer Lawrence is an A-list actress. She is fully nude, and she did all her own stunts in those flips and headlocks and all that other stuff. So what a daring nude scene. And she produced the movie, so she could easily have weaseled out of doing all that. And she did it, and it was awesome. It's just a great nude scene.
And one of the things you said yesterday was this is really a completely unnecessary nude scene to the movie. It was great, and it made the movie even better, but didn't need to be in there, and still she went full frontal.
Yeah, you're talking to a guy that will never say nudity is not needed in a movie, but you're right. I know what you're saying. It didn't move it was just, but I got to say, it was such a funny scene. It was done comedically so well that I think it was the best part of the movie. Let's put it that way. So.
Yeah. All right. This next one, Best HBO HBJO. This is an actual full BJ scene, or at least a scene from a scene.
This is on HBO, and this is why you need me to explain this stuff. So there's a show called Rap, !T, on HBO, and it's created by Issa Rae. And this is, so obviously this isn't real from the standpoint of, there's plenty of simulated oral sex on movies and television. That's very normal. Right. But in this HBO show, there's a scene where these pimps walk in and want to bust up an orgy of some sort. And there's a simulated scene of that, but they used a prosthetic. Yeah. So if you watch the scene, it's like we have never seen on HBO this act. And even though it's a prosthetic, it still is like, it's still doing it. Yeah, and it was pretty wild. So it won. When I saw that, and it happens very quickly, so you got to zoom in, which we did, and it was just kind of cool that they let it go on HBO, and it happened so fast. But it was the first time in the history of HBO I've ever seen that.
There are so many other good. Anyone we should jump around to?
Yeah, whatever you want to do, because I don't want to get you in too much trouble with some of these.
Oh, no, there's
I want you to be on the air tomorrow.
there is one that's called Best Nude with Winnie the Pooh, which makes me laugh. But then there's
let me explain that really quick, because in 1922, Winnie the Pooh was trademarked, and in the U.S., when you trademark something, it becomes public domain after 100 years. So two geniuses were like, oh, wait, Winnie the Pooh's public domain? We're going to do a movie called, a crappy horror movie called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And Winnie the Pooh is actually in a nude scene with May Kelly, and it was our best nude with Winnie the Pooh, and that explains it. It's just, there's nothing so weird about it, other than the fact that it's with Winnie the Pooh, which makes it Anatomy Award worthy. So,
let's go down, if we can, jump around to the Lifetime Skin Achievement Award.
Oh, yeah.
Always a good one, but this one here, the lovely Monica Bellucci.
So the reason we chose Monica Bellucci this year, and every year, for fun, we're like, okay, who's had an amazing nude career? Do they have anything significant happening this year? To choose their Lifetime Skin Achievement Award. So this is our 25th time we've done it. And we did Monica Bellucci because she turned 60 this year.
Wow.
But there's also a stat about her that's so incredible. Like, when you ask me what mainstream actresses have been nude in the most movies, you have Susan Sarandon, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Angelina Jolie has been in quite a few. But Monica Bellucci, Mike, has been nude in 27 movies. And, she was in a Bond movie, not nude, but she was in a Bond movie with Daniel Craig. She's, a pretty famous actress. To be nude 27 times and to be that beautiful she's in the Mr. Skin Hall of Fame, and we gave her the Lifetime Skin Achievement Award because she turned 60 this year, and 27 movies is unbelievable.
She's really beautiful, and she's got a fantastic body. Let's do one more, because these are the kind of things that make these things very fun to me. This is the best jiggly jog.
Yes. So Sebastian Maniscalco has a show on Max HBO called Bookie.
Right.
And it's an original series from Chuck Lorre, 2.5 Men creator. And so his sister's Vanessa Ferlito on the show, and she sells mushrooms. And this Chloe Zubiri, who's definitely a plus-size model, takes some shrooms and just freaks out and goes for a run through a suburban neighborhood completely nude. And until you've seen a 250-plus woman completely nude jogging in suburbia, it was just like, holy jeez, this has to be an Anatomy Award. So that won our best jiggly jog,
if you're not following along, you could always go to MrSkin.com. There's the best teeter-totter, the best Dutch oven vagina, my favorite, the best butthole. And then
fun for the whole family.
That terrible show, The Idol, but had some great sex scenes with Lily Rose Depp is in Most Niptastic. There's just so many great categories that you can go. It's much more exciting than the actual Academy Awards. This is Mr. Skin and the Anatomy Awards, which you could find for free at MrSkin.com. I love how not only do you put the awards out there, but a little clip of what we're looking at and why it deserves the attention that it deserves.
Yeah, and I got a shout-out to my great team at MrSkin.com who have to go through every movie and television show in the course of the year. We kind of put the really cool stuff aside so that when we do the Anatomy Awards, we could easily access it and narrow it down to 40 incredible categories. And I got to say, I have a great team that works their asses off. So just wanted to make sure they get the credit, too. So.
Most fun job in the world, Mr. Skin. Always great to check in with you, buddy. And congratulations on the 25th Anatomy Awards.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
All right, pal. Good talking to you. There you go, the great Mr. Skin. That's so funny to me. Best jiggly jog, best breast, of course. You get those normal ones, best muff flash. But
jiggly jog.
You can go see it all on MrSkin.com for free. It's right there on the front page, or if you're following along on YouTube, you can watch it on this show. So is that it now? We're on YouTube forever, Joe?
No. We're back on Bone TV.
What happened?
We had to restart.
Oh, whose fault was that?
Well, it was not. I guess it was my fault.
I guess it was my fault.
I don't even want to know. We'll take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. The comments on social media and the phone calls going wild today based on our conversation earlier about it was really funny because it started off as a conversation about how the government is trying to regulate the amount of late fees that credit card companies can put on you when you don't pay your bills on time. And my argument was, why is the government stepping in on that? If you agree to get a credit card, they give you a line of credit, and you don't pay it back on time, you should have to pay a late fee that you agreed to. I don't know why the government thinks they could step in and do that. It's just really weird to me. I took money out of an ATM before and got charged $12 for it. That seems to be ridiculous, but I can't complain because they're doing a service to me. They're making the money available at an ATM machine, thousands and thousands of them worldwide wherever I need it, and I have to pay for that. Somebody has to pay for it. I get it. It's not great, but it does seem to be getting ridiculously high.
Yeah, it seems a little unfair depending on your perspective, because then I could say, well, they are using your money to collect interest
100%.
on their investments. So
Yes.
why don't we see a return of that?
Yes. Well, then you'd have to put your money in a savings account
Right.
or something different.
Real quick, did you want to get your wife?
No, I definitely
No?
did.
All right.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Yeah, it's me, man. I've been on the weather.
No,
I've got
I
to
don't
tell
want
you.
to talk one time a day. You get one phone call
No.
a day, and that's it.
You want to take phone calls, you have to talk to Medicine Man.
I don't care.
Would you ever take Medicine Man on the cruise?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, like, would I let him
Handcuffed
stay in
to
my
somebody
room?
else. It's just like on the boat, like he's on the cruise with us.
100% I would. Yeah, I would worry about him falling over, you know? One time. Can I tell you what Amanda did to me one time? Amanda and I went on a cruise together, just her and I. This has got to be almost 20 years ago. And at the time, we sat at a table that had strangers at the table with us. And there was a mother and her sister, and they had to be in their 60s, maybe early 70s, and the son. And the son was very much like Medicine Man. He had the big kind of afro, but it looked like Booger from Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah. And he was definitely had autism or some sort of Asperger's or something. And he was like, yeah, and he thought like he was good looking. He's like, I'm going to go meet some girls tonight, and you're like, okay, good for you there, Booger. And we were talking, and the mother was maybe unaware that the son had Asperger's and maybe just thought maybe his confidence wasn't great or whatever. And she was like, well, Benji is an accomplished musician. He plays in a band. And I looked at Amanda and I go, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. She goes, Mike's in radio. And I, you son of a bitch. You walked me right into it, man. And I had to avoid that guy for the rest of the cruise. I don't think I went to dinner at all.
Oof.
That's what I'm doing on this cruise. I'm not going to the dining room at all.
What? Why?
I'm going to the specialty restaurants.
Oh, you got the matching outfits.
Well,
you gotta go.
I don't think that's for dinner. I
Oh.
think that's just a
That's
day
not as
or
fun.
something. I don't know. Well, I'm not eating with my kid anyway. I'm not going to see that kid the whole cruise
Aw.
Then why do you have to go?
Yeah.
to make sure. You want to?
Are they underage? Like
yeah.
Okay.
You had to have adults per underage kid.
Isn't he going to be 18? Like
August.
Yeah. So
God,
Yeah.
why didn't they all just wait till August and go?
Because it's their senior year. I don't know. They did a thing last night. There's so many of these senior things that we never did. Last
Yeah.
night was senior sunset.
Oh, that sounds
Oh,
magical.
Joe, do you
Joe
know
knows
about this?
that.
Senior
Oh,
sunset? You're a senior.
Yeah, I
you
get
like
the-
sunsets?
I get the memo every day when the sunset's
But
happening.
I mean, did they all just get together and go watch the sunset as a senior class?
Why
That's
not?
like so sweet and so gay at the
Yeah,
same time.
It's
Yeah.
got to
and
mean
you
something
take
else.
pictures and stuff.
Get
really
high,
nice out
you
there.
drink.
Yeah,
on
it's
the
got to mean
beach.
something else.
Yeah.
There's no way that's just let's go watch the sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
it's like a
okay.
beach day.
We were
right,
lucky
Carmen.
because in Fort Lauderdale, our high school was kind of by the beach, and we would always go, especially at night, start a little bonfire, and everybody would go hang out.
yeah, it's called
I
a party.
Yeah.
And I remember, but like I remember growing up in Michigan, and you'd see, like you'd watch movies, and like they would go to the beach and have a bonfire on the beach and have a party on the
Yeah.
beach, and that was like the coolest
Yeah.
thing to me. And I
That
was
happened
like,
to me. And
People do that?
I went and we were playing soccer, and then these kids showed up on motorcycles.
Yeah.
And then
No, you're
no.
no. What movie are you talking
I'm
my
not.
radio- break my radio.
Broke the
You
radio, and I had
Yeah.
to fight the guy.
They were wearing skeleton outfits.
Yeah. And that's where it all ends up at the
Is
end.
that
Nah.
Grease?
No, it's not Grease.
Yes. Yes.
Grease. Millennial. No, that was different. I moved one time to a city where they weren't allowed to dance.
Oh.
'cause they
No,
felt like it was-
Cool.
No,
no
we
way.
weren't.
Man.
We were seniors and we had to dance in private because
No.
Yeah.
I used to just go to the railroad tracks and do it there. The railroad
Whatever
cars.
you
That's
get
dirty
angry?
dancing.
Remember
No,
when
it's
you used
not.
to hang out with that old scientist down the street from you?
Oh, Doc?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had some really good inventions. I hadn't seen him in a while. He comes and goes.
Yeah.
But thank God for my old janitor. He really saved me when those guys followed me home.
A buddy of mine was really good at science. He was at a some sort of lecture or something, got bit by a spider.
Oh, my God.
Haven't seen him.
Wow.
Haven't seen him
Good Will
since.
Hunting?
Yeah, no.
No, that was my friend's really good at math. Mike Calta Show, hello.
Hey, how you doing this morning?
Good, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, doing good. I just wanted to say good show so far.
No, it's almost over.
Two things. Two things I want to touch on. First, I feel really bad for Carmen. She needs to ditch that guy.
What guy?
And not to get.
No, he's right. He's right.
Yeah, I agree.
What guy?
The guy that I can't remember his name.
All right, but why does she have to ditch him? Why does she have to ditch the guy?
Oh, because he doesn't give her attention. He's, she deserves better.
Gio, give me more attention. I deserve better.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much.
I'm dying to hear number two.
I'm sorry. And the other thing?
The other thing, I didn't mean ditch Carmen on it, but back to that Mike Tyson, I was watching Joe Rogan with Tyson on it, all loaded on mushrooms, and he was talking about, I'll fight this guy anytime. He's like, I'll take his money, I'll not possess him. I'll knock him out.
Did you take his mushrooms when it was over?
Yeah, well, he was eating them by the handful.
Yeah. All right, thank you, pal. That was the weirdest call of the day.
Yep.
And we could leave it on that.
Wow. Nope, that's more calls. Let's go.
No.
That's what you want, Mike.
You can't leave it on that.
Yeah, that's what you want.
You got to go out on a high note.
So can I be honest with you?
No.
Yesterday I was like, we haven't really been taking a lot of phone calls. Maybe I feel like I'm neglecting the audience. Let me let them know that I don't need the phone calls. We can go a whole show without taking any. I'm just saying I don't want to feel that they're shut out and they're not okay to weigh in on things. Even if we don't agree, I don't mind taking and hearing people's opinions. And, me, sometimes I listen to people and I go, you know what? You're right. I was wrong. But that... I don't even know if that guy knew who he was talking about.
I don't think he did.
I mean, Carmen hasn't mentioned one time that Chad's not giving her attention, did he?
It's Gio
He's
that's
talking
not
about
giving me
Gio.
enough attention.
Yeah.
Gio,
That is true.
you need to be nicer and give me more attention.
The sad part is you said Gio, and the guy immediately was like, "Yeah, Gio, that guy."
Well, Spanish, you and I go on
Our lunch dates. Yeah, they're
together.
nice.
Yeah, Mike and Galvin, that's never gonna change. So it's basically it comes down to Gio. Gio, you need to be better and give me more attention.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Thank you.
Bring
My
your hammock.
apologies.
Bring your hammock
My
next
question: Are you, Carmen and Gio? Are you guys gonna be your weird cruise couple that you are sometimes whenever you're out there?
Weird cruise couple.
Yeah, you guys are like all friendly and hanging out before.
Oh, all right.
Makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's weird.
I like
Weird.
it.
Yeah,
I don't like it when Carmen's nice to you, Gio.
I'm in. Let's go.
The world isn't right.
Let's do it. What's your room number?
We're in the upside
Wait.
down. Whoa.
What deck are you on?
I gotta clear this with Chad first.
Yeah.
No, your wife's not going.
No.
None of us are bringing wives except for Galvin, who's got the cool wife.
Correct.
So we're okay there.
Mm-hmm.
And
She
Carmen's
wants to
bring-
go, but
She does?
yeah.
Oh.
I shut that.
Shut it down.
Shut that stuff
You're
down.
Did she make shrimp one night?
Nah, I just told her, listen. No,
Guys, Chris.
none of the wives are going.
All right.
And she
Boys
said,
cruise. Boys cruise.
she goes, I heard that Jenny's going. I love Jenny. I go, well, none of the wives are going.
No, Jenny's been to all of them. She's
She was
good.
just grandfathered in.
Yeah.
I think maybe one or two that she missed.
Yeah, she's grandfathered in, like Joe said. She's
Don't call
she's
my wife
a-
a grandfather.
No, that's not what I meant.
No, the real reason my daughter's got a soccer tournament that weekend.
Right.
So she's to take her to that.
My wife's going on a cruise this weekend. That's all she needs.
Yeah.
You're going on the cruise this weekend.
I don't want to.
That's okay.
Wasn't my choice.
You know who else I heard is going on our cruise?
Who?
Megan.
On our cruise?
Yeah.
I'm going on a cruise with Megan this weekend.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Do we
John
know?
Brennan's brother's wife.
Ah,
I can't believe the show's over already.
Yeah.
This one flew by.
Please have a good weekend, Michael. Be safe.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, this is it.
Yep.